every day.
In February.
In February.
We enjoy it.
Woo! I want a trip to Hawaii! I love Mark! I love Amy! I love the trip to Hawaii! They're giving away every day in February on Mike and Amy in the morning!
So apparently we're giving away trips to Hawaii.
Every day in February.
Thanks.
1-800-OWN-A-CAR changed the way people buy cars all across America. How easy it is to get the vehicle of your dreams. Foreign, domestic, call now, 1-800-OWN-A-CAR. Or check us out on the web. We've got a nationwide selection. You're going to find what you're looking for. Plus, we have super low finance rates. Call now, we'll do it all.
Own a car the easy way. Call 1-800-OWN-A-CAR.
Hello, I'm Dr. Bernadine Healy, President of the American Red Cross. As a physician, I know the life-saving value of blood. On any given day, our nation's blood supply is fragile. I urge you to call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE to schedule an appointment to give blood. If you've been a generous donor in the past, or if you have never given blood before, please, we need you now. Thank you.
This Sunday, Collector's Art will hold its biggest clearance sale ever. Our season's ending and we must sell out now. Over 2,000 beautiful oil paintings at $59 or less. $59. Incredible. In addition, choose from our huge variety of gallery oils like you see here at unbelievable savings. Discover the quality, selection, and low prices only at Collector's Art. This Sunday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. In Beaverton at the Greenwood Inn. At Jansen Beach at the Doubletree Hotel, Columbia River, west of I-5. In Clackamas at the Monarch Hotel. And in Salem at the Quality Inn.
The following is a sports presentation of Blazer Broadcasting and Post Up Productions. Game Night is brought to you by Tony Roma's Restaurants. Tony Roma's, famous for ribs. And by your friendly Northwest Dodge dealers. Do not follow. Do not conform. Be different.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Atlanta. You are looking at Phillips Arena, the brand new Phillips Arena, the home of the Atlanta Hawks, where tonight the Hawks play host to the Portland Trail Blazers. Hi again, everybody, with the snapper Steve Jones, Pete Pranica. Last night the Blazers lose by 10 in New York City, but Steve, the backcourt came up big. Damon Stoudamire, a big game.
Well, I thought that Damon played an extremely efficient game. He did a good job of attacking the New York defense. He did a good job of making good decisions on shot selections and also passing the basketball. And I think anytime Damon plays that way, he's very difficult for the opponents to handle. Against Atlanta the last time out, he had a huge game. I think that he'll be looking to have that kind of ball game tonight, and that should do Portland a real big pop, because the more you score, the easier it is to win.
Oh, there it goes, the scoring again. But you're right, you got to score if you want to win. You want to talk about offense. What about Bonzi Wells? 18 points, all of them coming in the fourth quarter last night. Now, the nickname Microwave is already taken. We may have to find a new one for him.
Well, you know, whatever nickname you give him, it should apply to a guy that can score in bunches and very quickly and very easily. And the best thing about last night's ball game for Bonzi Wells and the Trailblazers is that Bonzi got back his aggressiveness. He got back to that guy that was attacking the opponent, keeping them on their heels. And I guarantee you, his name becomes a huge item tonight in the scouting report of the Atlanta Hawks. Bonzi Wells, you've got to stay close to him. You've got to defend him. Otherwise, he'll hurt you.
Folks around the NBA are beginning to learn that name, Bonzi Wells. Hope you'll enjoy his performance tonight. When we come back on Game Night, we'll take a look back into Blazers history. That and more coming next.
Well, we had a fiscal year. It was a good year. If you look at the charts, you'll see the arrow goes up, which is good, as opposed to going down. So in conclusion, that's it.
Savan pants. Soft, comfortable, stylish. So you'll look good
no matter what happens. Available at Meyer and Frank.
As you can see, our menu has a lot of great stuff on it. Tony Roma's, famous for ribs and a whole lot more. Are you in the mood for a juicy Roma burger, a crisp Santa Fe salad, or tender, mouth-watering ribs? You are now. Tony Roma's, famous for ribs and a whole lot more.
Now, for a limited time, you can enjoy Tony Roma's star-studded sampler. Includes original baby backs, Carolina Honeys, Blue Ridge Smokies, and Bountiful Beef Ribs, all for just $12.99. Tony Roma's, famous for ribs.
Over the years, a lot of businesses have put their names on one line of full-size pickups. The one that's overall the most powerful. The one that offers the V10 with the most torque. And the one that's also the longest lasting. We understand this name thing. We're pretty fussy about what we put ours on, too. Now get a $1,000 cash allowance on all new 2000 model year Ram pickups.
At Phillips Arena, Blazers and Hawks going through their pregame warm-ups. Of course, this time of year is always All-Star time, and for tonight's memorable moment, we roll back the clock to 1992. Clyde Drexler, All-Star.
Memorable moments are brought to you by your Northwest Dodge dealers.
February 9th, 1992, NBA All-Star Game. Clyde Drexler did Portland proud with an unbelievable performance.
Drexler, what an athlete, Clyde Drexler.
Clyde's 22 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists made him runner-up in the game's MVP voting.
Fans, your Northwest Dodge dealers are giving you the chance to win $1,000. Stop by a participating Northwest Dodge dealer and enter the Dodge First to 20 contest. If your entry is selected and you correctly pick the first Blazers player to score 20 points in that game, you win $1,000. Now, tonight's contestant is Brenda Coffin. Brenda has selected Brian Grant to be tonight's First to 20. Go to your participating Northwest Dodge dealer and enter for your chance to play First to 20. Game night continues from Phillips Arena. We'll take a look at the Atlanta Hawks. But first, this from your local station.
Thanks, Pete. It'll probably happen next year at some point. Bonzi Wells will be a starter for Portland. Last night, just a glimpse of what Bonzi can do at his best. In the fourth quarter against the Knicks, Bonzi scored 18 of Portland's 24 points. He's a clever passer, surprisingly quick, can shoot from anywhere, and last night was a thing of beauty.
You look at your matchup as Bonzi Wells strikes again.
Bonzi, his three is through. Bonzi will take it, hits it again. Quick release from Bonzi. Oh my goodness, Bonzi Wells enjoying himself.
Now to defense, and it was a remarkable performance. Collegiately, in fact, it was the greatest ever. Arizona's Lauren Woods last night against the Oregon Ducks put on a shot-blocking display for the ages. The Ducks, to their credit, kept firing up jumpers and layups. They never shied away from him, but Woods rejected anything close to him. What was incredible, by the 12th block shot, he still didn't have a personal foul. He stayed his distance and just kept swatting. He ended up with 14 block shots, tied for the most ever in college basketball history in one game. Throughout Ken Griffey's baseball career, he's been pampered and handled with care. There have been few rough edges, but in the last few months, the Seattle fans and media have turned on him. And Griffey now says he doesn't want to come back to Seattle and would never sign a long-term deal with the club. Today, Griffey said it's gotten so bad that he recently received a death threat sent to his Florida home, and it was sent from Seattle. Nobody could verify the letter, but if every athlete who got a death threat refused to play in a city, Charles Barkley probably would have retired 10 years ago. Home run king Hank Aaron received bags full of hate mail while he chased Babe Ruth's home run record. If Griffey's tired of Seattle, he should say so and let the team trade him to whoever they can. Pebble Beach is golf's most stunning canvas, but in recent years, weather has spoiled the painting. This is the second day, and they were finally able to finish the first round. Tiger Woods, even par through 10 holes yesterday, played better today, a 68 that featured 8 birdies, 6 pars, and get this, on the 16th hole, the head of Woods' driver snapped off. Meanwhile, there's a bonus at Pebble Beach. Sometimes a bad shot becomes a great shot with a little help, like a ricochet off a boulder. David Duval, Vijay Singh near the top. Tiger Woods and Lee Jansen are right behind. Enjoy the game tonight. Blazers and Hawks will have all the highlights at 11 o'clock tonight. See you then.
and towing capabilities are the stuff of legend, but there's a load more. Ram introduced the world's first quad cab. Overall, Ram is the most powerful line of pickups. And Ram pickups are the longest-lasting full-size pickups on the road. We could go on, and on, and on. Now get a $1,000 cash allowance on all new 2000 model year Ram pickups.
Well, we had a fiscal year. It was a good year. If you look at the charts, you'll see the arrow goes up, which is good, as opposed to going down. So in conclusion, that's it.
Savan pants. Soft, comfortable, stylish. So you'll look good no matter what happens.
Available at Meyer & Frank.
Wherever you may be, this is Bill Shinley at Standard TV and Appliance main showroom on Southeast 82nd, where Standard offers a huge selection of appliances and big screens at guaranteed low prices. Here's Bill Gander.
Thanks, Bill. Get Standard's lowest prices right now on Mitsubishi HD TV big screens.
Standard TV and Appliance on Southeast 82nd.
And now to Westside locations in the former Doty stores on Highway 99 in Tigard and on Canyon Road in Beaverton.
These days, seems like everybody's always reachable, instantly accessible. Until there's a busy signal, a hold message, and the realization that your insurance company isn't there for you. Enter Country Companies, where you'll always talk to real people with real answers real quick. After all, what good is a phone if there's no one there to listen? Country Companies Insurance.
The Atlanta Hawks are still getting used to their new headquarters here at Phillips Arena. They are 16-26 on the season as they take on the Portland Trail Blazers. And Steve, when the Hawks came to Portland, Jim Jackson came off the bench, was completely ineffective. Since then, he's really turned his game around.
Well, you know, Jim Jackson is a quality player, and I think what he brings to the Atlanta Hawks is a great deal of versatility. This is a guy that can do a lot of things with the basketball, and when he's playing well, he's penetrating, he's setting up his teammates, hitting the medium-range jump shot. I think for Jim Jackson, this game has a lot more hidden emotion than he's willing to say. He did not play well in Portland, and he wants to prove he's a whole lot better player than that, and he probably should still be on the team.
Well, and he's also very talented, particularly this season, shooting the deep ball. In the middle, the big guy, Dikembe Mutombo, doesn't put up big numbers in terms of points, but every rebound that's out there, he's around it.
Well, Mutombo, primary responsibility is shot blocking and rebounding, but he can also be a threat at the offensive end, and they need him to be able to score some points inside because they are such an outside-oriented team. Mutombo recently named a Player of the Week. He can give you the kinds of numbers that will shut down teams in terms of driving the ball to the basket with shot blocking, and that's when the rebounding becomes very big.
All right, the Hawks have won 4 of their last 5 and their last 3 here at Phillips Arena. Meanwhile, the Blazers arrive here in Atlanta, eager and ready to atone for last night's performance against the Knicks. They want to get back on the winning track. Stay with us.
Game night has been brought to you by Tony Roma's Restaurants. Tony Roma's, famous for ribs. And by your friendly Northwest Dodge dealers. Do not follow. Do not conform. Be different.
These days, seems like everybody's always reachable, instantly accessible. Until there's a busy signal, a hold message, and the realization that your insurance company isn't there for you. Enter Country Companies, where you'll always talk to real people with real answers real quick. After all, what good is a phone if there's no one there to listen? Country Companies Insurance.
All I do is dream of you the whole night through. With the dawn I still go on and dream of you. You're every thought, you're everything, you're every song I ever sing.
For those who must design trucks to compete with Dodge Ram, there is no rest. Now get a $1,000 cash allowance on all new 2000 model year Ram pickups.
Work with the best orchards in the country. and you'll know a thing or two about apple juice. Choose great seafood day in and day out, and you'll know what makes a great can of tuna. Stock one of the best produce departments around, and you'll know how to pick the best of the crop. Safeway brands. When we say they're as good as the national brands, we're speaking from experience.
There's nothing like living life to the fullest and making each moment count. And there's nothing like your Northwest McDonald's to get the most for your money. Start your day off right with a 99-cent sausage McMuffin with egg sandwich. And after breakfast, try a 99-cent Cajun McChicken sandwich or a Big and Tasty, each only 99 cents every day. There's nothing like treating yourself to great food and great values at everybody's favorite place. Did somebody say McDonald's?
The following is a sports presentation of Blazer Broadcasting and Post Up Productions.
It's been said that you can't go home again, but tonight, Steve Smith returns to Atlanta, the city where he'd spent 5 seasons and earned NBA All-Star honors to face his old coach, Lenny Wilkins. Since arriving in Portland, Smitty has blended his skills perfectly into Mike Dunleavy's system, combining a deft outside shooting touch with the ability to post up smaller guards. In Atlanta, J.R. Ryder has been the Hawks' most explosive weapon, scoring 22 points per game. And while Ryder strikes from the outside, Dikembe Mutombo patrols the paint as a one-man mountain. Portland clipped the Hawks earlier this season, shooting their best percentage of the campaign. Steve Smith and the Blazers hope that history will repeat itself. The journey continues. The Blazers and Hawks are next. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the excitement of the NBA. From Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia, the Portland Trail Blazers take on the Atlanta Hawks for the second and final time in this regular season. Hi again, everybody. Pete Pranica alongside the snapper Steve Jones. Steve Smith returns to Atlanta for the first time as a Portland Trail Blazer. He's trying to downplay that fact, but that fire burns inside Steve Smith. He wants to show well tonight.
Well, I think Steve Smith is like every other player that's ever been traded and have played well for that team. He wants to come back and show the home folks exactly what they're missing. And in a down season for the Atlanta Hawks, and Steve Smith is playing on a winning team, he wants to really come out and set the stage. Now, if they play as well as they did in November, he may only get the same kind of numbers, but I know he'll be happy with the win.
He'd be happy with the win, but he knows that the Hawks are going to bring their heavy gun tonight, and that'd be J.R. Ryder. J.R. puts it up early, he puts it up often, and more often than not, as of late, he's been finding the bottom of the basket.
Well, you know, Ryder wants to show all of the fans all over the country here in Atlanta, and what better time to do it, Steve Smith against J.R. Ryder, that I can fill the shoes of Steve Smith and do it in a positive way. Ryder is a very dangerous player, and if he gets off to a good start, that's when you have to be concerned with him. But Ryder, you know, the guy that's always showing his heart, he'll be trying to play big tonight.
So both of those guards, all-star caliber players, they'll be matching up tonight. Portland Trail Blazers trying to get back onto the winning track after losing last night in New York City. Meanwhile, the Hawks try to continue their role as they take on the Blazers here at Phillips Arena. Portland Trail Blazers basketball is brought to you by Taco Bell, home of the Chalupa. By AT&T Family Plan. Talk all you want. Your family, AT&T Wireless Services. By your local Toyota dealer. We're leading the way to quality and value every day. And by Fred Meyer Stores, where you can always find more of what's on your list today.
Barley is really the soul of beer. Budweiser uses 2 different varieties of barley, both 2-row, which imparts a smooth taste, and 6-row, which imparts more snap. The combination of those 2 varieties is critical to the taste of Budweiser. We're lucky to have barley growers that take a great amount of pride in delivering us the finest barley in the world.
A lot has changed since 1906, unless you consider Fran's bread. Back then, we baked bread as a family with as much love and pride and heritage as we could fit into each and every loaf. That's how we baked it in 1906, and that's how we bake it today. Franz has always believed that a company that bakes as a family can take pride in products made for a family. Franz Bread. Good taste runs in the family.
From Godfather's Pizza comes a feast for the new millennium. Choose any medium specialty pizza like our Zesty Taco, plus a second medium with your choice of any one topping. And this unbelievable giant chocolate chip cookie as wide across as a medium pizza. Get ready for the feast of the millennium. Introducing the Millennium Feast from Godfather's Pizza. A medium specialty, a medium one topper, and a giant cookie, just $16.99. Call now and have it delivered.
This is the coast that's cherished by the tribe, that built the casino, that created the fund, that gives to the program, that gathers the people, that clean up the coast.
Cleaning up Oregon's beaches and rivers in a partnership with Solve. Another example of giving back to Oregonians by the Grand Ronde Tribe and Spirit Mountain Community Fund.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is closed caption through a generous grant from Fred Meyer.
Blazers and Hawks are on the floor getting ready to be introduced, but before they do, Steve, let's check on your keys to tonight's ball game.
You know, this is a ball game in which the Trailblazers are playing a wild and undisciplined team, and you never know what's going to happen. If you get caught up in their kind of game, which is quick shots, you've got to be concerned about shot selection in this ball game. The Trailblazers, angry and upset from last night, the first thing they got to do is get their emotions in check and play with the right kind of focus to just go through the Atlanta Hawks. And then the Hawks are a team that give up cheap buckets, so Portland's got to look to take advantage of the break, get some easy points.
All right, those are Steve Jones's list of keys to tonight's ball game. As the players got off the bus, making their way into the locker room area, I had a chance to chat briefly with Steve Smith, talk to him about a couple of subjects. And my first question to Steve is, how do you feel being back in Atlanta?
I had a great trip seeing my family and everybody, and also now, you know, getting a chance to see some of the people who worked here who took care of me, and I'm happy to be back.
Now it's time to forget about that stuff, put on the uni, and rebound from last night's ball game. Your thoughts about the keys to winning tonight?
Well, we got to play hard. You know it's going to be an emotional game, but the good thing about it is I think we're ready. New York played well. We had a little slippage last night, and we're looking forward to today's game.
Spoken with the consummate professionalism that you get from Steve Smith. Slippage is what he termed last night's ball game. Believe me, the Blazers are focused for tonight's ball game. Fans, time for the 800.com sports quiz. Tonight's question is, what former coach or athletic director at Oregon State is still known as the Great Pumpkin? Is it Bill Moose, DeAndres, Jim Barnhart, or Len Casanova? Now, if you know the correct answer, log on to www.800.com/RipCity. And if you answer the question correctly before the end of halftime, you'll qualify to win a symphonic four-head hi-fi stereo VCR. Blazers have been introduced. The Hawks about ready to take the floor. Starting lineups and play-by-play are coming up next.
For generations, bread has been an important part of every meal at the Riccatellis. And right now, while the crust is still hot, the middle full of goodness, they're not thinking about the skills and patience that go into baking their daily bread. And that's okay. They can keep on enjoying the food they love, and we'll keep on bringing it to them. Great food at lower prices every day. You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
The home team is committed. Committed to getting into the playoffs. Committed to getting families into homes. Along with neighborhood revitalization efforts, the home team is breaking down the barriers to home ownership, sponsoring home buying fairs, and providing free information. The Trailblazers and the Fannie Mae Foundation, Portland's home team.
I know that look. You're trying to decide which DVD player you should buy, aren't you?
Based on your existing home theater system, be sure to get something with Dolby Digital decoding.
If learning about DVD players were this easy, you wouldn't need a place like 800.com. But it isn't, so you do.
Call me. I'll help you set it up.
800.com. Everything you always wanted from an electronics store and more.
The Blazers and Spirit Mountain pick of the game. Assists area smart programs throughout the state of Oregon. Tonight's Spirit Mountain pick of the game is that the Blazers will have more assists at the end of the first half than Atlanta. And if tonight's pick of the game comes true, Danabo Elementary School will receive $5,000 for their smart reading program. And the Blazers, one of the better passing teams in the NBA. It's a pretty good pick for the smart reading program. The Blazers, Steve, acknowledged the fact that they were upset with the officiating last night, and they further acknowledged that they were wrong in how they reacted to it, that they need to forget about the officiating and take it out on the opposition. As we take a look at the Blazers' record at 34-11, tied for first in the NBA, they are 17-8 away from the Rose Garden.
Well, you know, the one thing that you have to understand when you keep talking about championships is championship teams don't let officials take them from winning ball games. It's natural to be upset with the officiating, and you have to live with it, but you try to get back to what you want to do, which is win the game. That's the most important thing, and Portland will have to focus on it tonight as we take a look at the Godfather starting lineup.
Pippen Mutombo, part of the starting lineup in the middle. Bimbo Coles, J.R. Ryder in the backcourt for the Hawks. Jim Jackson and Alan Henderson in the front court. Stoudamire, Smith, Sabonis, Pippen, and Wallace, the five. Well, Mike Dunleavy and the Blazers. Tonight's officiating crew, as assigned by the NBA, Hugh Evans, Ted Bernhardt, and Scott Wall. And we're glad that you have joined us tonight. Blazers and Hawks, our first look at Phillips Arena. Arvidas got his hand on it, but Henderson sends it to J.R. Ryder. So Hawks with the first possession.
Now remember, in Portland, Pippen did not start on Ryder. Ryder came out, busted his first 4 out of 5. Pippen switched off, and it was a tough night for Ryder the rest of the way.
Mutombo with a long miss. Damon forcing the issue. High archer. We talked about that matchup right at the top. Bimbo Coles, Damon Stoudamire, and Damon, who led the Blazers with 20 the first time these two teams met back in November, with the first two.
What the Hawks want to do early in the ball game is try to get their inside people involved. In the games that you've seen them play, they become such a perimeter-oriented team, and when they're not making that shot, it's a tough night for them to get any easy scoring. So Portland really wants to clamp down on the big people early, make the Hawks become a perimeter one-on-one basketball team.
JR launching it from 3. Back iron, Steve Smith with the rebound. Ryder checking Pippen. Mike Dunleavy calling for an illegal defense. Arvidas, 13 on the clock, and JR with a step in front on Pippen. JR pushes it up the other way. In the middle, Ryder to the rim, missing badly. Arvidas taps it out to Scotty. Scotty, alley-oop to Rasheed. It's amazing, Steve, as you said last night, everybody that watches SportsCenter, the highlight shows, know that Rasheed is going to slide down the baseline.
Well, I mean, he's one of the best running big men, period, in the NBA. And anytime he gets down in the open court, he's going to go right to the bucket, and people let him go. He let Alan Anderson have one inside. Hawks finally get on the board.
Talk about reacting to officiating. I was told by one of the Hawks staffers that Henderson has shattered 4 pairs of those goggles he wears when protesting calls.
Must have a deal.
Must have. Steve Smith with a misfire, and Henderson the rebound.
Now, here's a thought about the officials. Teddy Bernhardt came over. This is the guy that kicked out Mike Dunleavy, kicked out Rasheed Wallace, and they've gone back. They looked at the play, the initial play in which Wallace got the foul on. Said, I wanted to tell him I was wrong, but he doesn't want anything to do with me. But, I mean, officials will admit when they've made mistakes, and I think the players have to understand, you know, it is such a quick game that, you know, when they do make a mistake, say what you need to say and get away from the official.
Jim Jackson checked by Steve Smith. Hawks looking for the tie or the lead in the long one. Hockey at 10 for Jimmy.
You see right now how much time they've taken and where they are with the ball, and that means they almost always have to force the issue turnover by Ryder. So Portland should be looking to keep them in that kind of a set and then try to get something in transition.
Damon wide open, filling it up. It's a 3 for Damon, and the Blazer lead is 5. JR's game has not changed. He likes to pound the basketball, and in fact the Hawks next to last in terms of assists.
Well, they're a one-on-one basketball team, and that's the reason that their assist numbers aren't up. And the kinds of plays and shots that they get really influence, the assist number from night to night. It's not that they're not willing to, but their temperament is to try to beat you off the dribble and to win the game by themselves.
Damon feeding Steve. Clock at 9. Steve taking the middle. And a foul on Jim Jackson, his first, and the first Hawk foul of the night.
Jimmy Jackson, his first, the team first.
The mistake that Jackson makes is he's playing on the right hand, but he lets him come to the right. If you're going to shade a guy on his strong side, make sure that if he's driving, he's going to his weak hand, which would be the left hand for Steve Smith.
Blazers get a shot clock reset to 14. Smith isolating inside and getting it to go. Steve Smith last night, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 6 of 12 from the floor. The Blazers out to a 9-2 lead. A little more than 4 minutes gone by first quarter.
They're trying to come back with something inside, but it can be Mutombo. For Mutombo, he's a very mechanical player, and they got to get him some sort of rhythm. A miss, and to put back by Ryder.
Ryder ball hawking off the long miss by Mutombo. Mutombo has come out ice cold here in the first quarter.
Now remember, in Portland, Mutombo was a non-factor in all phases of the game. There's another player that wants to show better.
Steve Smith, a little nice behind the back pass, but Blazers can't corral the Sabonis miss. Ryder all the way, stripped by Damon, and off of JR. It'll be out of bounds to Portland. JR has averages. You get a look at Lenny Wilkins. JR in the last 13 games has never taken fewer than 18 shots. He gets his touches and he gets his shots up. Damon against Coles. Arvidas setting the screen. Damon firing and knocking it in again.
See, the Hawks are not challenging defensively, so Portland's able to establish a nice little offensive flow, 7-2 in this run, and trying to break now.
Smith against Jackson, dishing to Pippen, and he wasn't quite ready for that. Steve Smith crashing the boards, but it's the Hawks with it. Jackson beating Ryder. And JR is really frustrated right now as he lags on the offensive comeback.
Ryder has not seen a shot that he's not willing to turn down here in the early moments of the ball game. A little bit off balance, hoping the officials would bail him out for Sabonis.
Mutombo slow coming over on defensive rotation. Lenny Wilkins calls timeout. The Blazers have raced out to a 13-4 lead, 6:17 for the first.
With AT&T Digital One Rate, this is no ordinary phone. It's my you can reach me in Austin, then Denver, then Philly phone. My hey, let me pick up the kids today phone. My I'm working from home today phone. My hey honey, Michael made black belt phone.
The world of wireless has changed. AT&T Digital One Rate. No roaming or long distance charges across 50 states. And now you can have AT&T Digital One Rate starting at $59.99 a month.
Oh, it sounds good. But boy, does it feel even better.
The Rose Garden crowd is erupting.
Experience Blazers live at the Rose Garden, and you'll see what I mean. Tickets start as low as $10, $15, and $22. Blazers tickets are on sale now at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office and all Ticketmaster outlets, or by calling 224-4400. Get in the action.
score. There's no bigger rush.
Burger Combo Night comes up this Wednesday, February the 9th, when the Blazers take on the Clippers at the Rose Garden. Buy 2 tickets and receive 2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 Cokes for only $39. It's also your chance to make a fashion statement, as the first 10,000 fans to enter the Rose Garden will receive a free Blazers headband courtesy of Bank of America. Blazers have been doing business on the break. Scottie Pippen finding Rasheed Wallace.
You know, every time you've seen the Wallace-Pippen connection, it's been Pippen right in the middle of the floor, looking the other way with the ball fake, and then finding Wallace right in front of the rim. He puts the cap on it, and he really hadn't had to score the ball here early in the ball game. The guards have been scoring it so well for Portland.
Atlanta breaking the pressure. Ryder against Pippen, takes him to the baseline, still holding, nearly walked with it. Coles gets Damon in the air, clock at 9, and a loose ball foul called on Atlanta.
On foul line number 55,
Kembe Mutombo picks up the foul, his first and team's second foul. And once again, the Blazers have made Mutombo disappear.
Big push there and an easy call for the official to make, as Sabonis was in a really off-balance position trying to hold the inside spot against Mutombo.
Blazers, we're talking about the break. The Blazers have outscored Atlanta 7-0 on fast break points. Steve Smith firing and filling it up. That's a deuce. Put on the line, and the Blazer lead is 11. And the Blazers, Steve, doing a good job right now with trying to break Atlanta's spirit and not giving them any reason to believe.
The most important thing that Portland could do is keep their intensity up, keep moving themselves in the ball. Mutombo trying to work across the middle. They get a foul against Sabonis.
Arvidas
his first.
Sabonis has his first.
And the first Blazer foul here in the first quarter. And Mutombo's gone to this move, Steve, at least 3 times.
Well, you know, he's a right-handed player, predominantly right-hand. He's going to come to his right, and Sabonis needs to be ready for that. That time he didn't move his feet. Ryder on the drive. Whistle going to the Hawks. Scottie Pippen.
Portland foul line number 33, Scottie Pippen, his first.
Scottie's first. And 2 quick ones against the Blazers. The Blazers at 34-11. They are 12-4 against the Eastern Conference.
They've done a good job of keeping the Hawks at their offensive end, shooting over the top of the defense. When they do, they've got to look to rebound it, run quickly the other way. Jackson, ball stripped.
Arvidas was down on the floor, and it's out of bounds off of Jackson. Portland basketball. Lenny Wilkins, 299 wins as coach of the Atlanta Hawks. Blazers want to make sure number 300 doesn't come tonight. Arvidas set up by Damon.
Arvidas Sabonis for the Trailblazers.
Mutombo unwilling or unable to follow Arvidas out to the perimeter. A 13-point lead. There's Jackson in on Rasheed, who's been quiet. Scottie, the active hands, taking it away, but then losing it. And it is, however, off of Atlanta.
One of the few cuts that the Hawks have had in the defense of the Trailblazers forced Jackson to change his shot.
Official time.
And you need to reset the shot clock. Ted Bernhardt spotting the discrepancy, and so they'll get the shot clock back in order as the Blazers have run off the last 8 points over the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Damon leading the way with 7. Scottie Pippen with the ball, the only Blazer to not score so far here in the first quarter. Shaken free of Jim Jackson. Arvidas. Jump hook too strong. Jackson nearly intercepted by Rasheed. Henderson's reverses in.
That's something you think the Hawks would try to do more. They're athletic, they're fairly quick, but they're not a very good fast-breaking team. One of the reasons they don't pass the ball very well.
Damon resets the offense, clock at 8. Damon on the pitch out to Arvidas. Travis missed that one badly. Henderson with a pull-up. And Jim Jackson getting the rebound. He'll send it and misfire. Mutombo pushed off on Arvidas and flushes it through emphatically. Mutombo, an Eastern Conference All-Star. He's one of the reserves. And Steve, as you mentioned, Player of the Week for the week of January the 24th. Mike Dunleavy wants to call timeout. 3:20 to go, first quarter. Blazers lead the Hawks. It's 17-8 on Peachtree Street.
It's free beef time at Les Schwab.
36 years, and we're still setting the table. Free beef with the tires you buy. Beef from the party pack or beef out of the freezer.
It's a big extra at no extra charge.
And the tire prices, they start at 4 for $89. It all adds up to a great time to buy. A proud salute to the beef industry, and to you, our customers, a big Les Schwab thank you.
Free beef now at the Les Schwab sign.
What I was trying to do here was capture the hopelessness of modern life. It's permanent, but yet expansive. It's the same here as it is here. In fact, it's me.
You ran out of paint and the art store wouldn't take a check again, right?
Right.
Consider the Bank of America check card instead of checks or cash. It's fast, easy, and accepted everywhere Visa is, so you can get what you need.
What I was trying to do
and get on with life
was capture the...
Make all your shopping easier with the Bank of America check card.
Hello? Put nacho cheese sauce on the chalupa.
What?
Put nacho cheese sauce on the chalupa, or else.
Or else what?
I'll have to call you back.
Introducing the new Nacho Cheese Chalupa. We took everything that was great about the chalupa and added warm, zesty nacho cheese sauce. How do we come up with this stuff? And at just 99 cents, you'll love it or your money back. Grande taste, loco value. Only at Taco Bell.
Upcoming events at the Rose Garden include the Monster Jam 2000, February 4th through the 6th. The Harlem Globetrotters at the Rose Garden on the 20th. On the 25th, the Judds are in concert. Tickets are available at all Ticketmaster locations or call 224-4400. The Rose Garden is accessible to people with disabilities. For accessible seating, call 503-231-8000 or TDDs 503-231-1101. If you want to get an up-close and personal look at a monster dunk, 800.com gives you the opportunity. With this view of the 800.com Slam Cam, 800.com, electronics, and more. Blazers with it, following the timeout. Rasheed Wallace looking to back down. Jump hook a little strong. Jermaine O'Neal came in at that last dead ball, misfiring on the tip. 3 minutes to go, first quarter. It has been all Portland. Mutombo. 2 consecutive dunks by Mount Mutombo. And it's a 7-point ball game. Damon on the move against Coles, and Bimbo the foul. His first and the team's third.
Now, Mutombo is a player that when he gets a good look at the rim, he's thinking one thing, and bring it with authority, and Wallace realizing he wasn't going to have a chance to get to the ball, wisely getting out of the way, not to pick up a personal foul. Looking for Steve Smith against Jackson.
Steve blocks at 7, top shot, and filling it up. You get a good look at Steve Smith. He's such a quiet, reserved guy, but when he gets on the floor, he can be positively cold-blooded.
A part of Steve Smith's resume is he used to be a trash talker. He had a lot to say. He's gone down. Smith wipes that one away.
There might be some trash talked after that.
Atlanta has 7 seconds to shoot. 7 seconds, Atlanta.
Rasheed Wallace backing away, but Steve going right for it. 7 to shoot for Atlanta. Mutombo against Jermaine, and Jermaine will pick up the foul. That's Jermaine's first.
I think what Jermaine has to learn about playing against Mutombo is you want to try to slide him off the bunch. Let him catch the ball, you know, because he's very mechanical. You can see where he's coming with his moves, and not a great passer. So if you just can stay in front of him, make him make a difficult, and he likes to swing that hook going to his right, make him take that shot under some pressure.
Pippen is out. Detlef Schrempf is in for the first time tonight. Clock's at 8 for Jim Jackson against Steve Smith. Mutombo setting the screen. Mutombo back in the middle. Beat the buzzer, but failed to fall. Schrempf on the move. Pitching it out for Steve. It's green, it's through. Steve Smith tearing it up in the first quarter tonight. 9 points in the quarter. equaling his output from the first meeting between these two teams. Obviously, Steve didn't get big minutes because the Blazers were leading by such a wide margin, but still an outstanding performance by Steve here in the first quarter.
What's happened is the Hawks with one shot and out, and the Trailblazers attacking quickly. The backcourt is on fire. 9 in the quarter for Stoudamire and Steve Smith apiece.
So 18 of 24 points coming from the Blazer backcourt. Mutombo. The other side of the floor this time working on Wallace. Long jump hook. Blazers on a bust out. Damon. Carry.
That's a holding violation.
Damon, perhaps more than any other Trailblazer, has been called for carrying the ball a lot of different times, and with a little hesitation, what he does is he comes a little bit too far underneath them, lets the ball come to rest in his hand, gets caught every time.
Final minute, first quarter. Blazers up 14. Cole feeding Henderson, and his reversal. Henderson coming off a season-high 22 points Wednesday night at New Jersey. He's got 6 here in the first quarter. Steve Smith finding an open Jermaine O'Neal. Alfonso Ellis into the ball game. He's got the rebound. Henderson on the break. Jermaine O'Neal got in his way and made a miss. But Jim Jackson firing and hitting. Jim Jackson shooting 43.6 from the floor, and he's the second best three-point shooter in the NBA.
You know, Henderson has got that look on his face. I got fouled on that throwdown, and he's staring at the official.
Damon double clutching. Jim Jackson the rebound. Henderson, desperation shot off the mark. 12 minutes in the books from Atlanta. Blazers lead the Hawks 24-14. The backcourt has been huge, and a foul from Steve Smith.
Would you trust these baby blues, these pearly whites, or this spun gold to just any care product? You don't have to. In an imperfect world, there's perfect choice. Each formula is created to match the quality and integrity of national brands, and yet they cost less. They're guaranteed to give your family the care every strand of hair and every little elbow deserves. Perfect choice. Your choice for exceptional quality. Available at Fred Meyer.
Every player dreams that one day he will be immortalized on an NBA poster. Unless he's that other guy on the poster. No matter what a player's famous for, he still gets thirsty.
Oh, he took him to school!
Can't sleep.
Listen.
Rain?
Not just any rain. It's our rain. On our roof.
Each year, millions of people spend their first night in a home of their own.
Think it'll rain all night?
I hope so.
Call the Fannie Mae Foundation for a free guide to help put you on the path to home ownership and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Les Schwab Tire Centers. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it. By Sprite, obey your thirst. Sprite. And by Franz and Williams Bakeries, a family of good bread. As you look at beautiful Atlanta, much warmer than it was for Super Bowl weekend. And while we have the opportunity, we want to pass along our best wishes to Bill Fish, who's 90 years young, suffered a heart attack a couple of weeks ago. But he is back, resting comfortably at home and watching a first quarter where the Blazers shoot 48% to just 27% for the Hawks. As Steve Smith came off the floor, big smile across his face. He had 9 in the first. Damon also with 9 in the first quarter, as the backcourt has been doing the damage for Mike Dunleavy and the Blazers. Gives us an opportunity to remind you to watch your Blazers take on the Bucks. This Monday, February the 7th, will be at the Bradley Center. You can see it all on KEW Northwest News Channel 8 and the rest of the Blazers television network starting at 5:45. Blazers and Bucks, 5:45 on the Blazers television network. Now 14 points in a quarter ties Atlanta's seasonal low, originally set December 22nd at Boston. So the defense has been active tonight.
You know, it's a combination of Portland's defense and bad offense by the Atlanta Hawks. When you've got a team that primarily pops from the outside, that likes to go a lot of one-on-one, you're going to end up with stretches where they don't score the ball. Lenny Wilkins set Ryder down, give him a chance to maybe get some of that adrenaline out and make some better decisions. He comes back in the ball game, and he will join Johnson, Ellis, Henderson, and Mutombo.
Bonzi Wells is into the ball game, so he'll be in the backcourt along with Damon Stoudamire, Shrimp, Jermaine O'Neal, and Brian Grant along the front line for the Blazers. Damon against Johnson. Another three is through. Damon on fire so far.
And the interesting thing is the Hawks are not closing the distance on the perimeter players for Portland, so the guards are almost getting the ball in rhythm and a chance to get a good look. Wells almost had a steal. 14 on the clock for the Hawks.
Last night everybody had a headband. Tonight not so. Jermaine has shed his.
Well, they've gone back to the regular look here. You know, maybe they think that everybody with the headband won't get them a win.
Henderson, his baseline gun is in. Henderson averaging 13.5 per contest with 8 so far tonight. Alfonso Ellis checking Detlef Schrempf, bringing it to Bonzi with 11 on the clock. Bonzi against Ryder, and his jump hook is short. Ryder against Wells. Bonzi comes after JR, and he misses. Schrempf finding an opening. Jermaine.
Now, the problem for Ryder and the Hawks is that when he comes down and he goes 1-on-5, they get nothing. They're going to get a foul against Damon Stoudamire. Johnson driving the ball to the corner.
Damon's first foul, first Blazers foul. Anthony Johnson, third-year player out of the College of Charleston, wearing number 24. We get Greg Anthony into the ball game in a moment. J.R. Ryder. Checked by Bonzi. Brian Grant on the double. Alfonso Ellis popping and hitting. Alfonso Ellis, who has been so long on the shelf, he had missed 52 games covering last season and this season before finally coming back from a strained left calf. He's had all kinds of injury problems really throughout his career, both at Denver and here in Atlanta. Damon, another three, and that one well off the mark.
He's saying he got nicked on it, and I can shoot it bad, but I can't shoot it bad and short. And so he comes out of the ball game. Greg Anthony in.
Greg averaging 7.2 points per ball game. He has struggled in shooting the deep ball, making just one of his last 10. But just when you say he's in a slump, he usually has a tendency to break out of it. Henderson against Brian Grant. Ellis is doubled, pitching it out to Johnson. Mutombo tipping it in.
When they move the ball and move their personnel, they become a better basketball team. But the tendency is they only get that kind of play in stretches. And as a defense, you've got to really bear down on them and keep them playing on their heels and trying to beat you one-on-one.
Brian Grant missing inside on Henderson, and the Blazers offense has dried up just a touch here in the opening 3 minutes or so in the first quarter. Ellis. And a trio of Blazers. Jermaine O'Neal there to gather the rebound. Schrempf. Checked by Ellis. Now feeding Jermaine. Size mismatch for Jermaine. Brian Grant tipping in an offensive rebound. Yet thought about a three in the middle, feeding Jermaine. It's up and in.
Jermaine O'Neal from Detlef Schrempf.
Schrempf has been testing the middle and kicking it out, and there Jermaine O'Neal able to convert.
Well, he had a good mismatch. Mutombo had to come out on the perimeter to try to defend him, and going inside, he's able to break down the defense.
Henderson against Brian Grant, missing off the window pane, and Schrempf comes up with it. Detlef to the baseline. finding Brian Grant. Open jump in.
Brian Grant and the Blazers.
Brian Grant, not known for his outside game, Steve, but that is a shot he can knock down. And it looks like Brian maybe got whacked in the chest. He's massaging his chest as the Hawks come up the other way. 4 minutes gone by second quarter. Ellis against Shrimp, loses it on the way up, but a foul called on Detlef Shrimp. Hawks basketball when we come back. 7:58 for the second quarter. Blazers lead it 31-20.
This is your wake-up call.
Circle K coffee, made from 100% Arabica beans. Fresh ground and fresh brewed every 30 minutes or less. So at Circle K, it's always fresh, 24 hours a day, guaranteed. Circle K coffee. No matter when you wake up, it's the freshest coffee going.
Let's see, Todd. You've been with us here at Jack in the Box for...
1 day.
And do you know why you were terminated?
I see Jack in the coffee room. I say, hey, Jack, you know that Jumbo Jack with the fresh lettuce and tomato you sell for 99 cents? He says, yeah. I say, what are you, stupid? Raise the price on that sucker.
See, Jack's pretty committed to that 99-cent price. It's in your handbook. Don't touch that.
Well, when I got hurt in this work, thought I had supplemental insurance.
Supplemental insurance? What's that?
Aflac. Well, even best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does?
Aflac. Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called?
Aflac!
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Aflac!
Kids 14 and younger, register now to be a member of the Blazers Kids Club. Receive an official membership card, t-shirt, and chances to win lots of cool prizes from the Blazers, Likewise, and General Mills. Call 877-598-4898 to register now. That number again, 1-877-598-4898. 14 and younger, Blazers Kids Club. Check it out. Brian Grant returning to the floor. Arvydas Sabonis back in. So it'll be Grant, Shrimp, and Sabonis on the front line. Greg Anthony, Fonzie Wells in the backcourt. Following the foul by Shrimp, Alfonso Ellis to the line to shoot a pair of free throws. And these are the first free throws of the game. Alfonso Ellis out of Notre Dame by way of East St. Louis. A bear down for Alfonso Ellis. 9-point ball game. Blazers have led by as many as 14. Greg Anthony, quick move against Jason Terry, who just checked in out of the University of Arizona.
Hawks trying to tighten things up defensively. This is as hard as the Trailblazers have had to work, and Grant's still able to get inside. But
Arvydas, yes! And he'll go to the line for a three-point chance. The foul called against Lorenzen Wright, who also came in at that last time out in his fourth season out of Memphis, trying to check Arvydas and Brian Grant in deep.
Nobody puts a body between Sabonis and the hoop. So a lot of that with Marcus Camby last night, and maybe Sabonis said, that's an easy way to score points. Chases that one, gets a three-point play.
Arvydas 5 on the night. Jason Terry, rookie out of the University of Arizona, the high sock look. Ryder against Wells. Terry with 8 on the clock. Looking for an opening. Ryder. Arvydas the rebound. Fonzie quickly to the baseline for the finish, and he'll go to the line for a three-point chance. Fonzie exploding to the rim on Alfonso Ellis.
And just when I said the Hawks defense was starting to get a little sticky, they become porous again, and they open up the lane for a drive in an aggressive Bonzi Wells. Chance for a three-point play, and immediately Wilkins wants the middle shut down. Dikembe Mutombo comes in. Alan Henderson out of the ball game. Free throw short.
That's the one part of Bonzi's game that I know he'd like to improve. He's only shooting in the mid-60s from the stripe. Terry looking for a screen. Greg had a hand on the entry pass. Lorenzen right, 7 on the clock. Terry will send it from deep. Ellis, offensive rebound. Bonzo Ellis, his second basket of the night. Or I should say his first field goal, a couple of free throws. I beg your pardon, I was right the first time. Bonzi flushing it through.
No pressure on the passer, and Bonzi Wells on the other side with some authority. A little pop on that one. 4 quick points for Bonzi Wells.
And the lead back up to 14. Ryder against Wells. Greg comes to double. For Bonzo Ellis. In again.
Ellis has got 8 1/4, and when Ellis gets a pretty good rhythm, he can be a very forceful player inside and out. Greg Anthony.
The Blazers wearing out the baseline on the left side.
The Hawks are not a good team playing from the rear. As I said before, they have a tendency, to hold the ball, try to beat you one-on-one. So all Portland has to do is just concentrate defensively. Shrimp in the middle.
Wright settling for an outside jumper there. Greg. Brian Grant battling, but the Hawks controlling. Ryder had a notion. Pushing it to Ellis.
If Ryder could learn to play with movement, it would be a much easier game for him. Tough shot. He has not been able to crack from the outside. The beauty of it is Lenny has given him a chance to stay out on the floor. Sabonis with a miss.
Good look, gets it back, feeding Brian Grant. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Intense action in the paint. No room for the faint of heart. Blazers by 14.
From a backyard hoop to the best school gym, that's where 2 balls started for Zach and Kim. They pick their spots and make their shots in just 60 seconds. They can get red hot. Get red hot. Their teamwork won from city to city. Laughing and shooting had them getting pretty. Zach and Kim might have started small, but to prove that he wants to win it all. NBA 2-ball. That NBA 2-ball. Take the shot.
In the future, when things we know cease to exist, only one will remain. Toyota Tacoma. Some things simply last.
It sounds good, but boy, does it feel even better.
The Rose Garden crowd is erupting.
Experience Blazers live at the Rose Garden, and you'll see what I mean. Tickets start as low as $10, $15, and $22. Blazers tickets are on sale now at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office and all Ticketmaster outlets, or by calling 224-4400. Get in the action.
Enter for a chance to win the Franz Ultimate Blazers Party. Win tickets to the Blazers Suite and meet Blazers guard Greg Anthony. Standers and a 3x5 postcard by February 14th to Franz Unlimited Blazers Party. That's Post Office Box 14769 in Portland. 972930769 is the zip. And Steve, you said the Hawks have trouble playing from the rear. Part of the reason is their defense is the worst in the league at forcing turnovers.
No, and you're right in that. They don't always have good team defense, and they don't react well to the ball. So once they get behind, it's very difficult for them to force their opponent into mistakes.
Jim Jackson back in the ball game for the Hawks. Fonzie Wells against Ryder. Going again inside of Mutombo. Wipes that one away. Fonzie dunked on David Robinson, but Mutombo said not this time. Arvidas trying to hold his ground against Mutombo, but it's Arvidas picking up the foul, his second.
For the Blazers, number 33, Scottie Pippen returns.
Scottie Pippen will return, and Detlef Schrempf will take a seat.
What happens for Sabonis playing with the forearms and the hands, not moving his feet?
Clock's at 10. Ryder continues to hold. This is his M.O. He'll hang on to it as long as possible, and then misses badly. Out of bounds to Atlanta with 2 on the shot clock because Ryder's shot missed everything.
2 seconds, Atlanta.
Ryder's the kind of player, though, can go in these stretches, not make anything, and then suddenly explode, so you can't give up on keeping pressure on him. Jackson with the long 3. Alfonso Ellis makes the save.
Fonz with a move inside. Jim Jackson blocked by Arvidas. But still the Hawks get it back. Harry distributing to J.J. for a 3. That one missing badly. Ryder now with an offensive rebound. Harry will send it from 3. Missing. Hawks can't throw it in the ocean from the beach. Inside of 4 minutes to go, first half. It's been all Blazers from the opening half. That's the only thing that the Blazers haven't done well is offensive rebounding. Fonzie. Ryder saves in the corner. They are on the move. Ellis has been on fire. Alfonso Ellis looking strong, averaging 8 points per ball game. And he's got 10, all coming in the second quarter.
Well, that breaks a run of 7 straight misses by the Hawks with that jumper by Alfonso Ellis. But again, look at the types of shots that they're getting. They're all perimeter opportunities.
Grant. Fonzie has to regather. Got to look at the clock. 3 to shoot. Ryan Grant. And blocked. And a shot clock violation. So the Blazers turn it over.
You're challenging Mutombo at his strength. When he can see you coming, he is terrific at getting back and getting to the ball. We saw 2 examples of him wiping away what looked like good opportunities for Portland. Bonzi Wells out of the ball game.
Bimbo Coles is back in. Rasheed Wallace heading to the scores table. Steve Smith is in for the Blazers. So Steve and Damon teaming in the backcourt. Ryder giving it up to Coles. Mutombo backing down against Arvidas. The jump hook is in. Mutombo, top rebounder, second leading field goal shooter, third in blocks. Damon.
What Portland doesn't want to do as they get ready to close the half is give them back a chance to feel like they got any momentum and a chance to get back in the game before the intermission.
And Arvidas drawing the foul on Mutombo, his second.
That's his second, 8-4 timeout.
Arvidas will go to the line when we come back. 2:22 to go in the first half. Blazers lead the Hawks 40-30 in Atlanta.
Phil Wick started changing tires for Les Schwab over 30 years ago. Today, he's president.
I always remember what Les taught me. Treat our customers like you treat your mom and dad.
We did it then, we do it now. You come in, we come running. Everything we do backed in writing with the Les Schwab warranty.
It all adds up to providing value for the money our customers spend.
Les Schwab, over 300 stores built on a one-store promise.
And like Les says, if we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
When you put your name on the line, it means something. That's what Jiffy Lube Signature Service is all about. We put our name on the line every single day. It's our guarantee we did the job right. Jiffy Lube Signature Service. More than an oil change.
Visit one of the 41 Greater Portland area Jiffy Lubes today.
Oh, spot. What is she doing? Come on!
This moment made possible by a man who knows his diamonds. BlueNile.com.
Blazers up 10 late in the second quarter, and Charlie Smith, the marketing coordinator for the Atlanta Hawks, wanted us to pass on a hello to his brother and sister-in-law, Walt and Carol Smith, and his nephew Tyler, as well as all of Charlie's friends and relatives back in Portland.
For the Blazers, Rasheed Wallace reserves.
Rasheed Wallace back into the Blazers lineup as Arvidas will go to the line to shoot a pair. Now don't forget, we gave you the sports quiz question sponsored by 800.com. You need to log on with the correct answer before the end of halftime to qualify to win a symphonic high-five VCR. Compliments of 800.com, and that address is www.800.com/RipCity. Time is winding down, so log on while you can. Arvidas, the best foul shooter for the Blazers at right around 83%. Missing the first, but making the second. Bonzo Ellis. Jim Jackson. Jackson and Steve Smith facing down. There's Ryder to the baseline and fouled on the jump shot by Scotty.
And that's one of the few times where Ryder had movement and he's not starting to play. They set something up, broke him off a couple of screens, got it, made a quick move, and then Pippen got beat and tried to react, got him across the arm. First trip to the line for Ryder tonight. Ryder's changed his footwork on his free throw technique. He now keeps one heel in the air.
Ryder with just 3 points so far. He had 14, but shot was 5 of 15 when the two teams met at the Rose Garden back in November.
But his start at the Rose Garden was outstanding. 4-5, looked like he was going to have one of those torchy nights, and then Pippen switched off on him, and he struggled the rest of the night. 6 on the clock for Smith against Ryder.
Will clear out. 3 ball on the way. Taken down by Jim Jackson. Hawks trying to close it out with a flurry here. Jackson connects.
Jackson's also had a tough time scoring. That's just his second field goal of the night.
It's been LaFonso Ellis with 10 points off the bench here in the second quarter that have kept the home fires burning for the Hawks. Smith brings it to Arvidas. Damon's open. Scotty nearly got that rebound, but not quite. Damon trying to take it away from Cole, but it'll be Atlanta basketball with 63 seconds to go in the first half. Ryder getting Mutombo screen. JR from 3. That's an air special right out of bounds.
This would be a tough game for Ryder and the fans because they're seeing their fan favorite Steve Smith come back with good shot selection, a good offensive first quarter, and Ryder is struggling and taking some really bad and tough shots.
With the Blazers just 2 of their last 11. Arvidas. Nice rebound, Steve Smith. Has Jackson on him. Ryder on the double. Pippen steps up. His 3 is off. Steve Smith, a couple of tips. And the Blazer offense right now has been put on hold.
Well, Portland has stopped moving the ball, moving the people as well as they were early. And so that's allowed the Hawks to, after making a couple of shots, to get back in it. They put the ball in Jackson's hand, trying to hold for the final shot for them to the quarter. Slapped away.
Arvidas knocks it away. Pippen. There's time to get a quality shot. Moves to the rim on Ellis, laying it up and in. 0.7 to go in the half, and Scotty exploding to the rim. Jackson throws up a wild shot, and we've come to the end of the first half. The Blazers led it by as many as 14. Damon Stoudamire had 12 in the first half. We go to the locker room. The Blazers up 10. Halftime is next.
I had fun. So I'll call you.
Yeah, okay.
Well, hey, next time I'll remember to bring enough cash for both of us.
Next time, use the Bank of America check card instead of cash. It's fast, easy, and accepted everywhere Visa is, so you can get what you need and get on with life. Make all of your shopping easier with the Bank of America check card.
Honey?
Yeah.
It's down.
Baby? Down.
It's down. That's down, all right.
Yeah. I swear this never happened before.
It's down.
Hold on.
It's down. It's way down. I love this. Yes.
Sometimes down is good. Presenting Mercata, the new way to shop where prices go down while you watch. The more people who buy, the lower the price.
Let's do it again.
Try prices down at Mercata.com.
How do you enhance a V8 engine that produces 245 horsepower? A chassis that can haul up to 2,000 pounds? Or brakes that have 4 piston calipers? Simple. Add about 6 pounds of steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine's 4x4 of the Year.
Tonight's game is brought to you by GTE, proud sponsors of the Portland Trailblazers, by Toyota, and by Budweiser, beer with a fresh, clean taste that's never filling, and by the Fannie Mae Foundation, showing America a new way home. We're halfway home here at Phillips Arena, where the Blazers lead the Hawks 43-33. Let's check out our Mercata Power Buy of the Night, brought to you by Mercata.com. Log on now to www.mercata.com and check out the Austin Powers DVD. Tonight's Power Buy, the Shagadelic Platinum Edition DVD of Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. The current price, $9.63, and dropping that price is $15.32 below the retail price, and shipping on this item is free. A reminder, fans, that Mercata has thousands of items in a variety of categories, all available at www.mercata.com, where the more Blazers fans buy, the lower the price. You see them often at the Rose Garden. They put in a lot of hard hours getting ready for their performances at the Rose Garden. We're talking about the Blazer Dancers.
The Blazer Dancers have been part of the game night experience for more than a decade. And with the amount of practice time it takes to be ready for their game performances, fitness isn't a problem.
Your Blazer Dancers.
It's really important to be fit as a dancer. You could get seriously injured. You do so many different technical things, from you have to be very flexible and yet strong at the same time. So when you're doing a move, you don't injure yourself. Plus, you look toned, you look healthier.
Everyone really takes pride in how they look, and so it's just important to me as an individual that I go out there representing the organization, looking my best and feeling my best too. I don't want to be tired after a 5-hour game.
Appearance and overall fitness is something front of mind for many this time of year, and something Holly has incorporated into her day-to-day life as an employee of Gold's Gym. The Blazer dance team also makes Gold its home away from the Rose Garden for practice and working out. They all realize a fitness program takes a commitment and encourage those just starting out not to go overboard with their expectations and goals.
Make it easy. I notice a lot of people just totally cut it like cold turkey, cut what they do, cut what they like. But if they just ease into it, ease into a schedule, ease into a routine, it's going to be a lot easier on them, and they'll want to continue it through the year. I mean, if they just go hard on themselves and they're sore and they're not eating what they want to eat, they're going to be cranky and they're not going to want to continue it. They got to enjoy it. It's fun.
Do something that you like, that's fun for you. Don't expect too much from yourself in the beginning. It's good to be excited about it, but obviously, you can't change your eating habits, your workout habits in a week. Give yourself some leeway and don't be too hard on yourself.
So whether it's you in the gym or the Blazer dancers performing in front of 20,000 at the Rose Garden, it's all about making realistic goals and working hard to reach all-star status.
And at the end of the first half, the Blazers with 10 assists compared to 7 for Atlanta. That means that Spirit Mountain's pick of the game has come true. So Spirit Mountain will donate $5,000 to Danabo Elementary School's Smart Reading Program. SMART stands for Start Making a Reader Today. Halfway home at Phillips Arena, Blazers lead the Hawks. It's 43-33. Halftime highlights are coming up next.
Every player dreams that one day he will be immortalized on an NBA poster. Unless he's that other guy on the poster. No matter what a player's famous for, he still gets thirsty.
Oh, he took him to school!
Kelly's dad, my God.
They have visions that can't be explained.
You've seen something that frightens you.
Powers that can't be controlled.
You have a gift.
I don't want it.
An ability.
You're not the only one. There are others like you.
To see to the other side.
Where am I?
You're on the other side. Trust your senses to those who can help you. Just let go and fall. The Others premieres 10/9 Central, Saturday on NBC.
Gresham Police need your help in finding some home invaders.
Personal information about thousands of sex offenders in Oregon is on the line today. Rescue Monday night carried out by a Hillsborough.
Oregon Ducks head for Pasadena tomorrow. They take on
We've had a
UCLA.
choppy start to trading this morning. Let's get the latest numbers now.
Working deep inside the engine room all night.
Southbound running 11-12 minutes from the Sunset down to Y5 at this point.
Tell traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 8th at 8:18:28.
News Talk 750, KXL, the voice of Portland.
What I was trying to do here was capture the hopelessness of modern life. It's permanent, but yet expansive. It's the same here as it is here. In fact, it's me.
You ran out of paint and the art store wouldn't take a check again, right?
Right. Consider the Bank of America check card instead of checks or cash. It's fast, easy, and accepted everywhere Visa is, so you can get what you need.
What I was trying to do
And get on with life.
was capture the...
Make all your shopping easier with the Bank of America check card.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Here at Phillips Arena, Blazers leading the Hawks. It's 43-33 with the snapper Steve Jones, I am Pete Pranica. Let's check our Aflac trivia question. What NBA superstar went to the same college as Steve Smith? We'll give you an easy one tonight. How about that?
Well, how can that be easy? I mean, there's a lot of people that went to that school.
Well, Alfonso Ellis went to Notre Dame. Now, you haven't brought that up yet, but I know that's gonna come at some point. At the top of the show tonight, we talked about the Blazers' backcourt. They were big last night in New York City. We talked about Damon Stoudamire being able to take advantage of Bimbo Coles. He did that in the first half.
And I think, you know, Damon has been playing very smart and very good basketball, and knowing how well he played against this team in November, I think that he thought tonight I'm going to be very aggressive and try to assert myself early, and you can see that the defense of the Hawks was late, and Stoudamire punished him. And, you know, anytime, you know, a shooter can get his confidence up and get some rhythm, he's going to be looking to be aggressive, and that was the story for Damon Stoudamire. Very good first shooting half for Damon and the Trailblazers.
Now, of course, Steve Smith has been kind of soft-pedaling the fact of coming back to Atlanta. In fact, he and his wife Millie about to get the house sold here in Atlanta. He's been talking about seeing family and friends. He came out like gangbusters in the first.
Well, he couldn't help but come out like gangbusters with all the people that have been behind us yelling, "Hey, Steve, hey, Steve." A lot of people here in love with Steve Smith, and I think that Steve wanted to try to put on a little show and say, well, you know, I'm a long way from where you are, but I still love to play in this arena. Steve Smith, a very quick, smart start for the Trailblazers, helping defensively. So he did a lot of good things in a short period of time and hurt the Atlanta Hawks. You know, Smith is a guy that likes to play on the edges, but he's particularly effective down in the corners. And anytime you see him down in the left corner, that's when he's going to do a lot of damage from three-point areas.
Lenny Wilkins trying to push the right buttons. Jim Jackson, J.R. Ryder, not big offensively. He goes to the bench. LaFonso Ellis comes in and chips in.
I wonder how LaFonso Ellis got in this time. Notre Dame influence for sure, but Ellis has been a guy that's been hurt, but whenever he's been able to play for Denver or Atlanta, he's always been a positive force out on the floor. He's improved on his range as a perimeter player, so, you know, you can't play him cheaply from the outside. And every shot that he had in that first half from the outside, no one had a hand in his face, and I'm sure Dunleavy's going to say, guy, you got to guard this guy because he can hurt you.
And Dikembe Mutombo, he's an all-star. Enough said.
Well, you know, Mutombo, once he gets his game going on the inside, he can be a tough guy because then he starts asking for the basketball, and a couple of dunks got him going. And, you know, he's looking to come across the middle, circulate with the right hand, and when you see him react to the ball, you know why he's been such a defensive force in terms of blocking shots.
All right, at the half, the Blazers lead the Hawks 43-33. Don't touch that dial. Second half. And first half stats, though, it's all coming up.
Why let beautiful memories lie forgotten in a drawer when it's so easy to drop your film off at Fred Meyer? And they use Kodak Premium Processing, so you know your photos will turn out every bit as vivid as your memories. You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
With AT&T Digital One Rate, this is no ordinary phone. It's my you can reach me in Austin, then Denver, then Philly phone. My hey, let me pick up the kids today phone. My I'm working from home today phone. My hey honey, Michael made black belt phone.
The world of wireless has changed. AT&T Digital One Rate. No roaming or long distance charges across 50 states. And now you can have AT&T Digital One Rate starting at $59.99 a month.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Fred Meyer. What's on your list today? You'll find it at Fred Meyer. By Les Schwab Tire Centers. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it. By AT&T Family Plan. Talk all you want. Your family, AT&T Wireless Services. And by 76. We're proud sponsors of the Portland Trail Blazers. First half stats are on the way, but first, this from your local stations.
Tonight at 11.
I love being called a self-proclaimed anarchist.
You've seen the destruction.
When I see windows breaking, I get real excited.
The chaos.
Were you proud of what you saw there, Seattle?
Yeah, very much so.
Now Unit 8 goes in depth.
I'm pretty happy that things are starting to wake up.
Inside the anarchist movement. Tonight at 11 on Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first. From the very beginning, News Channel 8 has made a commitment to covering the political process. Now, as the nation gathers to choose our next president, only News Channel 8's Joe Donlin is there, reporting live from the campaign trail.
John McCain is the big winner here in New Hampshire.
From the Iowa caucuses to the New Hampshire primary, only News Channel 8 brought home an Oregon point of view.
This one's for the Northwest.
For the most in-depth coverage of Decision 2000, count on Northwest News Channel 8, where the news comes first.
Blazers lead it by 10 at the break. How did we get here? Well, let's crank up the 3D statistical theater. I beg your pardon. We'll take a look at the fast stats. The top performers, Damon Stoudamire with 12, Steve Smith with 9, Arvidas with 8 and 7 rebounds, LaFonso Ellis with 10 off the bench, all of those coming in the second quarter, Alan Henderson with 8, and Dikembe Mutombo with 8 and 6 rebounds. Blazers shooting a healthy 40%. Meanwhile, the Hawks a little under 30%. And the free throw story, Blazers doing well there as well. Rebounding story, a little on the side of the Hawks, as Lenny Wilkins chatting with Steve Smith as we get ready for the second half of play. Stan Albeck now shaking Steve's hand as you get a look at the Portland schedule for the next 3 games. On Sunday, the Blazers will take on the Boston Celtics at the Fleet Center. We'll be back with you on Monday night from Milwaukee on KGW and the Blazer Television Network. And then on February the 9th, the LA Clippers are in town to take on the Portland Trail Blazers.
Well, the business at hand for the Trailblazers is to remember how they started the ball game and start the third quarter that way. Very aggressive defensively, keep the Hawks a one-on-one jump shooting basketball team, get the ball and then push it up the floor, move themselves and get something that's going to be an easy scoring opportunity. At the end of the half, they started to stand. That's what got them in trouble against the Knicks last night.
Our Aflac trivia question: what NBA superstar went to the same college as Steve Smith? Well, the school is Michigan State, and when you think of Michigan State basketball, you think of Magic Johnson. That's our Aflac trivia question. Before proceedings get underway here in the second half, let's remind you that Burger Combo Night comes up this Wednesday, February the 9th, when the Blazers take on the Clippers at the Rose Garden. Buy 2 tickets and receive 2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 Cokes for just $39. Make a fashion statement. As the first 10,000 fans to enter the Rose Garden receive a free Blazers headband, courtesy of our friends at Bank of America.
And I'm sure that in the halftime break, Lenny Wilkins was trying to get his guys to understand what good basketball is. Move the ball, move yourself, and shoot the ball with some sort of movement and rhythm, and you'll have a better chance to be successful. This is a team that holds it, and when they hold it a lot, they're an ugly basketball team. They have a difficult time playing together.
But you get a sense that this has been their MO all season, so whether or not Lenny can get them to do exactly as he says remains to be seen.
But every now and then, you know, they wake up and they bite you, so that's one of the reasons you can't go to sleep on them, because they'll get into a good rhythm.
And they've won 3 in a row at home, including an overtime win over the Knicks. Damon, shot clock winding down to 3. Arvidas missing from the outside. And a loose ball foul called.
Bimbo Coles.
As Coles came over the top of Rasheed Wallace.
Bimbo Coles is second, team first.
Rasheed relatively quiet, very quiet, in fact, with just 2 points in the first half.
Well, he's only taken 2 shots, but you can see Coles has got him locked up, and there's no way he's going to be able to get off the ground. But a good grunt and an act, and even Teddy Bernhardt would call that one for Rasheed Wallace.
Scotty loses it on the uptake. Here comes Jim Jackson. Nearly traveled. Ryder.
You know, and this is one of the
things. He's going to hold and dribble and shoot.
One of the things that they try to guard against with him is when you catch it, make a decision earlier. Mutombo on the push, and he's saying, look, the big fella had me hooked.
Well, a couple of big guys going at it. Arvidas at 7'3", Mutombo at 7'2", and Dikembe picks up his 3rd, and already 2 quick fouls against the Hawks. Damon brings it to Rasheed against Alan Henderson. Wallace, big move in the middle and fumbles it away. Ryder looking for his shot. The openings have been there, but JR hasn't put him down.
The crowd responds with a chorus of boos as Pippen and Ryder bump heads and Pippen walks to the corner. Now this would be the perfect time for the Hawks to recognize and double team, but they don't. 8 on the clock for Stoudamire against Alan Henderson.
Damon on the move all the way inside, and he gets it to go.
Timeout.
And a 20-second timeout taken by Lenny Wilkins. 20-second timeout by Atlanta, brought to you by Jiffy Lube. It's got to be frustrating, Steve, for Lenny Wilkins. The guy is a Hall of Famer, and yet he can't seem to get his guys to understand what they need to do. That must be driving him crazy.
Well, I mean, you know, that is part of the challenge of coaching, is to somehow get these guys to embrace a different kind of philosophy. You know, the patience of Wilkins has been tried, and as I said, it comes and goes in stretches with this team. They will play very good team basketball. This is a smart play by Damon Stoudamire, recognizing the big, long Alan Henderson out of his comfort zone, way out on the 3-point line trying to defend. Skates by him for an easy 2.
Blazers held the Hawks to just 33 points and a season-low 14 in the first quarter. Coles feeding Mutombo. Henderson active on the offensive glass. Jackson finds an opening, blocked again by Steve Smith. Steve with 2 blocks. Scotty out of control, and the Blazers turn it over. Ryder Going glass. Damon the rebound. Pippen.
For Ryder, it's a tough night. It's a chorus of blues and Pippen scoring at the other end of the floor, so he's had a real tough time. And when the crowd gets against Ryder, that's really when he wants to be aggressive offensively. You know, this is the guy that brings out all kinds of emotions from the fans, bringing out the worst tonight.
Cole for the first Hawk basket of the second half. Pippen against Rashid setting the screen. Scotty sending it for Rashid, who can't finish. Scotty cleaning it up.
Well, they play catch inside as Wallace missed the first dunk and then had to deal with the defense of Mutombo. Pippen cleans it up.
Foul from Scotty on the trip back down the floor. Blazers lead at 14. Henderson blocked by Rashid. Jim Jackson, though, follows it up.
Jimmy Jackson.
And this game has the same kind of feel that the Chicago game did, in that I don't think that Portland feels that the Hawks can beat them. And so they have a tendency to play in spurts. They've made more turnovers here at the top of the quarter. Ryder.
JR gets an easy one.
They made 3 in the first half, and they've had 3 here in the first 2.5 minutes. 4. Both of Ryder's buckets have been breakaway hoops. Everything else has been a shutout from outside.
Arvidas. Mutombo just won't go out and cover him. Arvidas in double digits. 4 minutes gone by. Third quarter. Jackson on the move against Steve. And the reverse by JJ is in.
That's when Jim Jackson really is at his best, when he's driving the ball off the wing and doesn't settle for the perimeter shot. He's not a great stick from the outside. He's a streaky shooter from there, but when he's bringing it through the rim, another turnover. Sabonis, Ryder with the ball.
JR looking to push it. Jackson can't get the finish. Steve Smith, however, gets the foul. Steve Smith picks up the foul. His first, and the first Blazer foul here in the third quarter.
Trying to force the issue inside, and not a good angle for Wallace to receive that pass. And that's the only way that the Hawks can run. And you talked about them forcing mistakes. They'll take advantage of the ones you make, though.
Interesting story about Jim Jackson. He has had tendonitis in his knees, and he went to Toronto for a new experimental, what's called shockwave therapy, to ease the tendonitis in his knees. And so far, both Jackson and the Hawks have been pleased with the results. Jackson from the line makes it an 8-point ball game. 51-43, Blazers in front. Damon got around Coles easily. Pippen, 3 on the baseline. Finger roll. Off the mark, Mutombo the rebound. Jackson's 3. Blazers rebound. Steve quickly to the hoop and in. Mutombo with 3 fouls. Didn't want to challenge, apparently.
Well, that comes from knowing when a guy's going to go and when he isn't. And Steve Smith never really gave Mutombo a chance to gauge it. He kind of quickly quick shot the ball to get his first 2 of the second half. Henderson
elevating over Rasheed Wallace and misfiring. And a loose ball foul called on the Blazers.
Against Sabonis on a hold.
Arvidas the foul. Atlanta the timeout. 6:41 to go in the third. Blazers by 10.
A garden lets you see the changing seasons. Lets you enjoy their seamless, timeless rhythm. The joy of gardening. You'll find it at Fred Meyer. little beavers.
Do you need this much space to feel comfortable? Do you need to feel the breeze on your face? Is taking a nap really the best use of your time? Introducing the all-new redesigned Avalon, the most spacious, most luxurious sedan we've ever created. Do you need this much space to feel comfortable?
Blazers out in front of the Hawks. And the three-point shooting for Atlanta. And this is an interesting story when you think about it. The three-point shooting. Jim Jackson is shooting 45.3 from downtown. The rest of the team is shooting under 30%. And tonight, nobody's shooting for Atlanta from downtown.
A lot of, their three-point shooting is when you take the shot. And there are some people that are better three-point shooters if they can get some sort of rhythm. And as I said before, the big concern for Lenny and the Hawks is that when they take the shots, and they're taking a lot of shots in solo efforts against the defense when it's set, very little chance to be successful.
Brian Grant in for Arvidas. JR will step up to the three-point line and knock in the first triple of the night for the Atlanta Hawks.
Now, one thing about Ryder, he's not bashful. He'll keep shooting, and you never know when he'll strike him out, so you better keep some pressure on him and not let him get his confidence up.
Damon working on Coles. Brian Grant from the baseline. And Jim Jackson sealed off Steve Smith to get the rebound. Coles inside on Rashid. Got a hand on it. Blazers in transition. Damon finding Scotty for the dunk. The Blazers with a 19-8 lead in fast break points. Scotty with 8 on the night. Coles trying to split the defense. Draws a Portland foul. I believe it'll be on Damon.
Angry Bimbo Coles from the non-call the time before. He put his head down. He was going. Didn't make any difference what the defense was going to do. And Stoudamire got beat. He's reaching in.
Bimbo Coles shooting 2.
Damon's second, team's third.
This is a game in which very few free throws have been tossed up by either team. The Hawks just shooting their 5th with that one, and their 7th with that one from Bimbo Coles. Portland's only shot 4 in the ballgame.
Coles with a pair. A little different story than last night when the Knicks shot 22 more than the Blazers and made 14 more. And effectively, that was the difference in the ballgame.
But you get opportunities to go to the line by driving the ball to the basket, moving people inside against the defense.
Damon, 3.
Short.
And Coles, though, stepped on the line trying to save it, and the Blazers will get it back, but with 1 on the shot clock, as that shot did not draw iron, so it's time for a catch and shoot. Crowd at the Phillips Arena. Well, we're not really into it all that much. Rashid, it's a 3. And Brian Grant unable to grab the rebound. Ryder on the fly, doubled, and it's off of Steve Smith out of bounds. It'll stay with Atlanta. A building that holds about 19,000. They're averaging about 15,000. And have yet to sell out a game in this building. Ryder against Pippen. Scotty knocked it away. Pippen finding Damon on the move against Coles. JR overcommitting on Scotty, and Scotty draws the foul on Ryder.
Walk foul on 34, Isaiah Ryder, his first.
JR begs to differ. His first foul, 3 on the Hawks.
Ryder got interested once Pippen got the ball, but he got too close and he started playing with his hands and is upset. Well, he's saying they're playing with their hands at the other end.
Steve Smith on the move against Ryder, and in short order, Ryder has picked up 2 fouls.
His second, team fourth.
That's the 4th Atlanta foul, so 4:39 to go, and from now on, the Blazers shooting 1+. Steve Smith, other side of the floor this time. Mutombo on the double. Clock's at 7. Steve, oh my goodness! Rashid from way outside, hammering it through.
You hear the crowd. Whoa! Whoa! If they were asleep, they're awake now.
That'll be on every highlight show in America. And folks, that's not the first time he's done that. He's done it at least 3 times, maybe 4 that I can remember this season. Brian Grant trying to check Mutombo, ticketed with the foul.
Portland foul on Brian Grant, his first, team fourth.
J.R. Ryder.
The Hawks.
Well, this is from a moment ago, and again, the degree of difficulty is amazing. Way out from the rim, and then to be able to catch it and throw it down. You know, Wallace has had perhaps more of those kinds of dunks than any other player in the NBA this season.
LaFonso Ellis is in. J.R. Ryder takes a long walk to the Atlanta bench. Jim Jackson in, and he's fouled. Jackson not fouled, but Mutombo and Brian Grant got locked up. So Mutombo will go to the line for 1 free throw with 4:13 to go in the 3rd, and the Blazers up 7.
Brian Grant is second. Portland is over the limit. Beginning with Mutombo, it's 1.
Mutombo, his 9th season out of Georgetown, bangs in the free throw. 6-point ball game. JR not thrilled with his performance.
Well, he's in one of those walkabouts that he can get into, and it's been a tough night for him. And again, when you look at the emotion, the team that he's playing against, knowing he wanted to come out with a big performance, Steve Smith fouled on the spin. Technical, Jim Jackson.
Scott Wall wasn't going to take any lip from Jim Jackson, and so Jackson draws the technical foul.
His second.
And so the Hawks are over the foul limit. Jackson's still jawing.
Well, Jackson is saying he's been getting hit all night, but you can't argue with the obvious.
that was pretty obvious. Elbow, bicep, shoulder. Jackson got all of them. Steve at the line, second best foul shooter on the Blazers team at 82.2. And Rashid maybe talking a little trash to Jim Jackson. So Steve good on the technical. He'll get a pair here. Trying to make it a 3-point trip. Steve with 3 free throws on the foul on Jim Jackson and the technical on Jackson. That makes a 9-point lead.
That makes Steve Smith the leading scorer in the ball game. 5 here in the 3rd. 14 on the night.
And now a call against Steve Smith on Jim Jackson.
Steve Smith. That's his second.
Steve with his second.
Are over the limit.
Jackson will go to the line to shoot 1 plus the penalty.
Wait, Jackson feels vindicated. He's saying, look, they've been holding me all night long. If it costs me a technical, that's fine. I'm now at the free throw line. Jackson's got a pretty good 3rd quarter going. 8 1/4 and a chance to get to 10. He gets both of these.
We want to talk about the difference between these two teams. When Brian Grant led the Blazers against Chicago in scoring, it was the 10th different player to lead the team in scoring for the game. For the Hawks, Jim Jackson and J.R. Ryder have led the scoring parade in all but 8 games. So
they're the guys that get, but they're the guys that get the majority of shots, and they need him to have big nights, and they need them to be efficient in their nights. And most of the times, they've had to take too many shots to get the number, and that's hurt them in terms of keeping everybody else involved in the game.
Jackson, the 8th best free throw shooter and the leading shooter from the stripe for the Hawks, makes. 7-point ball game. Hawks been hanging around. Blazers trying to put them away. Smith against Jackson. Steve on the move, pulling up. And the ball falls to the floor where Ryan Grant gets the rebound. Damon on the dribble drive. Poles cuts him off. Henderson to steal. Gets it back and misses wildly. LaFonso Ellis missing. Hawks had a good opportunity in the boos cascade down here at the Phillips Arena. Steve Smith with a miss and LaFonso Ellis the rebound.
Well, mistakes and the obvious have hurt the Atlanta Hawks. I mean, they get Portland to make a mistake, and there should have been some sort of score out of that. Henderson was out of control and lost control of it. You're going to get a foul against Ryan Grant.
Ryan Grant the foul. 2:52 to go in the third. The Blazers continue to lead it by 7.
So
I had
fun.
So I'll call you.
Yeah, okay. Well.
Hey, next time I'll remember to bring enough cash for both of us.
Next time, use the Bank of America check card instead of cash. It's fast, easy, and accepted everywhere Visa is, so you can get what you need and get on with life. Make all of your shopping easier with the Bank of America check card.
Work with the best orchards in the country, and you'll know a thing or two about apple juice. Choose great seafood day in and day out, and you'll know what makes a great can of tuna. Stock one of the best produce departments around, and you'll know how to pick the best of the crop. Safeway brands. When we say they're as good as the national brands, we're speaking from experience.
Are you on the Blazers bandwagon?
Listen to the crowd. It's deafening here in the Rose Garden.
Or are you on the Blazers head bandwagon? The first 10,000 Blazers fans through the doors on Wednesday, February 9th will receive a free Blazers headband courtesy of Bank of America. Bring a Blazers head bandwagon friend with you because it's also a burger combo night, which means you can buy 2 Blazers tickets, 2 burgers, 2 fries, and 2 Cokes for only $39. Tickets are on sale now for Wednesday, February 9th, the Blazers versus Clippers game at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office and all Ticketmaster outlets, or by calling 224-4400.
Let's check out the Taco Bell Slam of the Game, brought to you by Taco Bell, the home of the chalupa. Is there any doubt? Rashid reaching all the way across Georgia to flush that one through. Steve Smith, the assist, and the smile. Ah, you love this look. Smiles all the way around. That's why Rashid is 12th in the NBA in field goal percentage when you're shooting from 2 inches away. Although that dunk was unbelievable. During the timeout, this isn't Harry the Hawk. I believe it's Turbo Hawk. I still like Rashid's better.
Dikembe Mutombo shooting 2.
Skyhawk.
Skyhawk. Mutombo bricks up the first free throw. Blazers were up 10 at the break, trying to close out the period. They're up 6. The final 2:52 of the third.
And what Portland needs to do in the final 2:45 is cut down on their mistakes. That's what's allowed the Hawks to cut into the lead, make it a 6-point ball game.
Shrimps back in, feeding Damon, who pushes it. And Mutombo with a rebound. In Atlanta's last game, they came from 14 down in the second half to win on the road at New Jersey. Henderson over Brian Grant. And Henderson to the line for a three-point chance. Brian Grant the foul. Oh, wait, no basket? Oh, an offensive foul. They put 44 up there. Brian Grant is 44. Henderson is 44. And with the delay, nobody was sure what the call was.
Now, that's worth a pair of goggles from Henderson. We'll probably see him on the next call.
Rasheed from 3. Coles on a run out, doesn't have numbers. Jackson doubled. In on Rasheed. And then Jackson gets it to fall, and it is a 4-point ball game. And Mike Dunleavy's going to take a 20-second timeout. Jiffy Lube presents his 20-second timeout, coming with a minute 55 to go in the third quarter. And the Hawks, despite getting very little scoring from J.R. Ryder and substandard scoring from Jim Jackson.
But Jackson has picked his numbers up. He's got 12 in a quarter. And, you know, again, I said when he is driving the basketball, he's a much tougher player to defend. He's got an assortment of moves around the basket, got good strength and good body control. So you go from a negative first half to a positive third quarter, and 16 in the game. Leading scorer in the ball game, Jim Jackson.
Damon with 14. Steve Smith also at 14. Crowd at Phillips Arena beginning to make a little noise. And a foul on Bimbo Coles trying to check Detlef Schrempf, and he stamps his foot in disgust. And that'll put Detlef at the line to shoot 1+ the penalty.
Have we seen anyone nod and say, yeah, you got it right? You got it right. I fouled him. There has not been one call tonight that any of these players on either side have agreed with. And the Hawks, as they get closer, get more vehement in their disgust. Detlef Schrempf goes to the line first time tonight.
Detlef coming off a 5-point, 3-assist performance in 16 minutes last night. We'll get another. So one for Detlef to make it a 5-point ball game. Minute 41 to go, third quarter. And Mr. Instant Offense is just wrought by our broadcast position. Bonzi Wells is going to check in. Jim Jackson feeling it here in the third.
Well, what you want to do is keep Jackson and the Hawks from going to the free throw line, playing inside. Mutombo once, and he came out of the pack, and Henderson put the cap on it.
Atlanta has been rebounding well on the offensive backboard, and therefore a 17-6 lead and second chance points.
Now, if you were to ask the Hawks what they've done better, they would say that they played better defense, but it really has not been good offense by the Trailblazers here in the third quarter, and they've been able to get back in it. Alfonso Ellis on the way to the rim. Detlef Schrempf on the reach-in.
So Detlef the foul, and that'll put Ellis at the line to shoot a couple.
For the Trailblazers, Bonzi Wells returns.
Bonzi Wells into the ball game for the Blazers.
Alfonso Ellis at the line.
The Hill team in the backcourt with Damon Stoudamire.
You know, this place is so big, and it really is big. They've done a nice job of renovating the old arena, making it the Phillips Arena. 18,109 in attendance tonight. Doesn't look like they're all here.
I don't think so. There were some people came dressed as empty seats. 2-point ball game.
Ellis 1 of 2, but a very solid quarter by the Atlanta Hawks, taking advantage of the Trailblazer mistakes. 11 to go on the shot clock.
Rasheed, Detlef. His three is through. Atlanta largely ineffective from downtown, the only 3 belonging to J.R. Ryder. 7 difference between the two clocks. Jackson against Bonzi. Bonzi knocked it away, but J.J. regathers. Another offensive rebound for Henderson. He'll go to the line and shoot a pair. Rasheed Wallace the foul.
Portland foul on Rasheed Wallace, his first.
The Jackson penetration, getting close, is breaking down the defense of the Trailblazers, and Henderson, Mutombo are able to get inside, get second chances. They're back at the free throw line. A big quarter of free throws for the Atlanta Hawks.
The Hawks shot just 4 in the first half, but in the third quarter, it's been a big reason why they've been able to climb as close as they have.
Well, they had 6 at the break. They've gotten 11 in the quarter. The way that Henderson shot that last one, that's a good guy to foul if the game stays close. Very uncomfortable at the line, Alan Henderson.
Former Indiana Hoosier splits the pair. Blazers with 9.2 trying to put a camper on this third period. Damon will send it, but if it goes, but it's off the mark, and we've ended the third quarter. And the Hawks have chopped into the Blazer lead. We go to the fourth quarter, the final 12 minutes. Blazers up 4, 64-60.
Every player dreams that one day he will be immortalized on an NBA poster. Unless he's that other guy on the poster. No matter what a player's famous for, he still gets thirsty.
Oh, he took him to school!
Well, when I got hurt in this work, glad I had supplemental insurance.
Supplemental insurance? What's that?
Aflac. Well, even the best insurance doesn't give you cash to cover things like lost pay, other expenses. This does.
What does?
Aflac. Shouldn't ask about it at work.
Really? And what's it called?
Aflac!
Aflac. Without it, no insurance is complete.
Aflac!
How do you enhance a V8 engine that produces 245 horsepower? A chassis that can haul up to 2,000 pounds? Or brakes that have 4 piston calipers? Simple. Add about 6 pounds of steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year, and 4-Wheel and Off-Road Magazine's 4x4 of the Year.
Tonight's game is brought to you by GTE, proud sponsors of the Portland Trailblazers. By your local Toyota dealer. We're leading the way to quality and value every day. And by Franz and Williams Bakeries, a family of good bread. The third quarter, the Hawks able to take a 10-point deficit and make it a 4-point ball game. 27 points for the Hawks. Jim Jackson, after having just 4 in the first half, comes up with 12 in the quarter as Atlanta outscores the Blazers 27-21. Jackson entered the period shooting just 2 of 11 and 0 for 5 from downtown. And Atlanta and Portland both at 38%.
Well, after a real sharp start, you know, something has happened to the Trailblazers in terms of their ball movement, player movement, scoring opportunities, and so their percentages in the second and third quarter have fallen off. And now they've got to pick it up. They've given the Hawks at least the idea that they can get into this game. They may have a chance to steal one. So it's up to Portland right here at the top of the quarter to end that idea by being very aggressive at both ends of the floor and producing some sticky defense and getting some cheap scores.
Greg Anthony, Bonzi Wells in the backcourt. Schrempf, Brian Grant, and Scottie Pippen.
Clock is not right. They got it reset, and then they didn't start it after the ball got in play.
So Scott Wall will come over to the scorer's table and get that corrected. They started running it
Restart the fourth quarter.
early, and then they started it late. So now let's see if they can start it on time. Blazers pressure in the backcourt. And the clock is not running. Now it starts running. We're a little late on the switch there. Coles against Greg Anthony. Bringing it to LaFonso Ellis. Ellis, fadeaway jumper.
I think that Lenny Wilkins has decided that this is a game that Ryder's going to sit out, because if you look where Ryder is, he's nowhere close to the bench, and the Hawks are back in this game.
2-point game. Brian Grant, top of the key. Shrimp battling for the rebound, and it's out of bounds. Which way are we going to go with it? Portland basketball, says Ted Bernhardt.
And just on the reach in right there, and Portland will get it back.
22 to shoot. Shrimp. Pippen against Ellis. Detlef the screen. Scotty the jumper. And Mutombo the rebound. Hawks looking for a tie. Ellis. I beg your pardon. Henderson's jump hook is in. And we're all tied at 64.
And that is the first tie of the night. 10:45 to go in the ball game.
Shrimp, Henderson's on him. Fonzie against Jackson. Fonzie to the baseline. Got it.
Fonzie Wells for Portland.
Fonzie had 18 in the fourth quarter last night in New York.
Well, they may
like
need
to see that again.
They may need a repeat performance. The offense has suddenly gotten stagnant. So someone's going to have to strike a match and get things going for the Trailblazers. Trying to come back to Henderson.
Jackson knocking over Detlef Shrimp. It's out of bounds to Atlanta. 6 to shoot. Arvydas Sabonis will return.
On the drive, little cork shot by Jim Jackson. Could have gotten called right there. Shrimp not really set. 6 on the clock for the Atlanta Hawks.
Jackson fakes on Bonzi and hits. Jackson at his seasonal average, he's got 18. Shrimp. Dribble drive against Henderson. And a foul on the Atlanta Hawks. Blazers have it when we come back. 9:52 for the game. We're all even at 66.
Would you trust this cute little nose, these itchy eyes, these aching muscles to just any care product? You don't have to. Ask your pharmacist about Perfect Choice. Each formula is created to match the quality and integrity of national brands, and yet they cost less. They're guaranteed to give your family the care every sore throat and every little elbow deserves. Perfect Choice. Your choice for exceptional quality. Available at Fred Meyer.
Never thought we'd get that brother of yours married off.
Yeah, no kidding.
How you doing? How's the kids?
Kids are good. You know, we're thinking of buying a house.
You got the down payment saved?
We're getting there.
How about your credit?
I don't know.
You don't know? You think buying a house is like buying a loaf of bread?
Understanding your credit is the first step toward owning a home. Call for the new free guide on credit from the Fannie Mae Foundation and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
When you put your name on the line, it means something. That's what Jiffy Lube Signature Service is all about. We put our name on the line every single day. It's our guarantee we did the job right. Jiffy Lube Signature Service. More than an oil change.
Visit one of the 41 Greater Portland area Jiffy Lubes today.
In the first half, Jim Jackson was struggling. Not so in the second half.
what you find out is it only takes one player to keep you close, get you in the ball game, so if you can find someone with some sort of hot hand, he can bring other people into the game, and with Jackson's penetration and energy, the Hawks got going offensively, and eventually they got more free throw opportunities than the Trailblazers. They both shot 8 for 21 in the third quarter, but the Hawks got more free throws and did a better job of converting. 10 of 13 in the quarter in free throws for the Atlanta Hawks, and an edge on the night.
And also not helping matters for the Blazers in the third. They turned it over 7 times in the third quarter to just 2 turnovers for the Hawks. Scottie Pippen against LaFonso Ellis. Fonzie against Jim Jackson. Fonzie a little shake and bake to the baseline, and Jim Jackson the foul.
Hawk foul on number 22, Jimmy Jackson.
Jackson with the knee. Jackson's throwing his hand up, and watch the knee come up right here at the end. A little pop right there to get him off balance. One of those subtle pro moves, but he got caught.
Cagey veteran. They'll try it again. Fonzie on the baseline. And Mutombo the rebound. Hawks have not led tonight. Whistle off the ball. Bonzi Wells, Jim Jackson getting tangled up, and Bonzi the foul is first.
By number 6, Bonzi Wells. That's his first. Team first.
Jackson against Bonzi. Jackson to the baseline. His leaner is well off the mark. Arvidas pulls it out of the air. Greg Anthony. Shrimp against Henderson. Quick move by Devlin for the rim and in.
Devlin for the Blazers.
There's a guy that could help the Trailblazers by being more assertive at the offensive end in the game, which he's played with that kind of authority. Not only has he scored, but he's also been able to find someone else for an easy hoop. Henderson trying to get it back.
Misfiring. Rebound, Scottie Pippen. Pippen on the move. Makes the play call with his left hand. Arvidas, backdoor cut. Bonzi, would have counted had it gone. It did not, but Bonzi will go to the line for a pair of free throws as Jim Jackson has picked up his 4th foul.
And Wilkins can't afford to lose him. He's really been the spark for them. Not sure where Lenny would go if Jackson comes out of the ball game. Ryder's been sitting a month, and he's looking in JR's direction now. But Jackson turns his head, and Sabonis makes him pay. Anytime you're defending and you lose sight of your man, you've got a good passer, you're going to get yourself in trouble. Ryder does reappear. 8:34 to go in the ball game. Jackson sits down. A chorus of boos greeting Ryder.
Fonzie splits the pair.
Ryder has had the kind of game that would get the crowd in that kind of nasty mood. 3 of 14 from the field.
Ellis on the move in the paint. Jump hook. Rattles off. Pippen accelerating to the rim. He'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Scottie found another gear, and he draws a foul on Mutombo.
Yeah, but Mutombo's probably the best in the league at giving you the appearance that the lane is open. Looks like this is clear, and watch him come in there and push that ball away from Pippen's hand so he doesn't put the cap on it.
Tables are turned now somewhat from the third quarter when Atlanta at the line. Now the Blazers heading to the free throw line. Scottie getting the offensive rebound. A little under 4 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Blazers by 4. Isolation against Coles. Scottie sends it to Detlef. Dribble drive, Detlef, lefty hook. Oh, it rattled out. Ellis, a quick baseline gun. Henderson boxing out Pippen. And getting the second chance bucket.
And that's a tough position for Pippen, though. Ray Henderson's a little bit stronger, able to hold his position, get Pippen off the block, and second chance points gone in favor of the Atlanta Hawks.
Scotty trying to feed Greg Anthony, but Coles messed it up. And then a foul in backcourt by Scotty to prevent the fast break opportunity by Atlanta.
You haven't looked at Scotty and said, what do you want me to do? I didn't throw the pass. Pippen's upset about the putback that he got back in. Then he laid that ball out there. Coles is very quick in the passing lanes. A good reaction.
Coles.
Watch out.
Mutombo. We're tied.
Mutombo from Bilbo Coles. The score is tied.
Anthony against Coles. Pippen. Fonzie had a thought about a three. He'll take the 15-footer and fill it up.
Fonzie Wells for the Blazers.
Fonzie's got the head shake going, too.
There might be a full moon out. Gonna have to check it out when we go outside. I know it's unseasonably cold down here. Can't be affecting everybody's temperament. Well,
talking about 15-degree wind chills. Ryder feeding Henderson. 5 on the clock. Henderson going to the rim. Alan Henderson, 17 on the night, averaging 13.5. Pippen feeding Arvidas. Yes!
Arvidas Sabonis for Portland.
And Scotty was looking for a foul call. Arvidas got whacked, but no foul. Will get the bucket from Arvidas. Blazers up 2. Halfway point, fourth quarter.
What Portland did well in the first half, and they're not doing quite as well, is keeping pressure at the point of attack. So the Hawks are able to move the ball a little bit easier. Coles
on the baseline.
Got a foul against Greg Anthony.
Greg Anthony, the foul as the shot clock buzzer was about to go off. Timeout, Atlanta. 5:43 for the game. Blazers lead it by 2.
I've always believed that there's strength in numbers. That's what teamwork's all about. Like here in downtown Oakland, Antoine Jameson and kids from the neighborhood came together to make a difference.
Thank you.
Now, these guys may not have created a masterpiece.
You gotta stay within the lines.
I am. But when people come together, the result can be beautiful. Team up to improve your community.
Hello?
Put nacho cheese sauce on the chalupa.
What?
Put nacho cheese sauce on the chalupa,
Or else what?
I'll have to call you back.
Introducing the new Nacho Cheese Chalupa. We took everything that was great about the chalupa and added warm, zesty nacho cheese sauce. How do we come up with this stuff? And at just 99 cents, you'll love it or your money back. Grande taste, loco value. Only at Taco Bell.
My dad was really good with his hands. Could have been a surgeon if he wanted to. He could hear a car driving by and tell you whether it needed a tune-up or if the brakes were starting to go. Doctors and lawyers would stop at his garage asking for professional advice. And after school, he'd let me watch him work his magic on cars. More than anyone, he taught me how to earn my customers' trust. Like Dad, I'm proud to be a professional auto technician and proud of the work we do.
CarQuest, the professional choice.
Time now for the Mercata Power Play of the Game, brought to you by Mercata. With the more Blazers fans buy, the lower the price. www.mercata.com. Scotty with authority. Our Mercata Power Play of the Game. Young basketball fan enjoying the action tonight. The Blazers 29-2 when they head into the fourth quarter with a lead. Trying to pick up their 35th victory of the season.
Well, the worst thing about tonight is that they have given the Atlanta Hawks the idea that they might be able to steal this game. Bimbo Coles going to the line with a chance to tie it. and 5:43 left in the game, and you know, they think right now that they've got a little edge on for them at home. And Portland's got to be the aggressor. They've got to take that attitude away.
Rasheed Wallace back in the ball game. Wallace and Pippen at the forwards. Arvidas in the middle. Greg Anthony, Bonzi Wells the backcourt, and Bimbo with a pair. All even at 74. Arvidas finding Pippen. Bonzi on the baseline. Good look to Rasheed. Knocked away, and Rasheed is crouching down at the other end.
Might have gotten hit in the eyes trying to catch that ball. That's what happened.
Henderson from the baseline to the lead, and Bonzi the rebound. Rasheed looks to be back in form.
When Wallace got the ball, he was wide open, and Mutombo and Henderson both came to him, raked him across the eye, and lost control of the ball. 8 on the clock for Bonzi Wells.
Bonzi on the spin, gets fouled by Ryder.
Walk foul on 34, Isaiah Ryder. That's his third.
The ball, he's wide open right there, and watch the hands come up and get him in the side of the head. No call against the Atlanta Hawks, but Ryder gets back with a foul, not moving his feet.
Atlanta over the foul limit, so the Blazers shooting 1 plus the penalty the rest of the way, all 4 minutes 56 seconds. Bonzi's first gives the Blazers the lead.
Seven in a quarter for Bonzi Wells.
Fourth quarter apparently is Bonzi time.
Whistle at this end, so this game is slowed down into a slow dance, and Pippen can't believe the call.
Scottie Pippen is fourth. Fourth team.
They come down to a foul shooting contest. Scottie his fourth. And I thought Ted Bernhardt had flashed 1 plus the penalty, but it is only the 14th foul against the Blazers. So from this point forward, Atlanta shooting 1 plus.
Van said, don't give him the ball. He's had the kind of night. He hasn't done anything. Ryder with the miss.
But Henderson has done a lot tonight, feeding Ryder. And JR gesturing to the crowd. And JR hasn't done all that much, but Alan Henderson has been huge. Rasheed against Henderson, spins him to the baseline and draws the foul.
Walk foul on 44, Alan Henderson.
Now what we're seeing is Mutombo is reacting to Rasheed Wallace. That means that Sabonis is going to be wide open. He's got to rumble down the lane. He did it a couple times in Phoenix and got them easy scores. And anytime you've got a center and somebody that's going to be a shot blocker that's going to react, you got to make the defense pay. So he and Wallace are going to have to communicate. Wallace trying to break the tie.
Quiet night for Rasheed. That's just his 5th point. Lenny Wilkins calls timeout. 4:06 to go in the ball game. Blazers hanging on to 1-point lead, 77-76.
It's free beef time at Les Schwab.
36 years, and we're still setting the table. Free beef with the tires you buy. Beef from the party pack or beef out of the freezer.
It's a big extra at no extra charge.
And the tire prices, they start at 4 for $89. It all adds up to a great time to buy. A proud salute to the beef industry, and to you, our customers, a big Les Schwab thank you.
Free beef now at the Les Schwab sign.
A lot has changed since 1906, unless you consider Fran's bread. Back then, we baked bread as a family with as much love and pride and heritage as we could fit into each and every loaf. That's how we baked it in 1906, and that's how we bake it today. Fran's has always believed that a company that bakes as a family can take pride in products made for a family. Fran's bread. Good taste runs in the family.
This is your wake-up call.
Circle K coffee, made from 100% Arabica beans. Fresh ground and fresh brewed every 30 minutes or less. So at Circle K, it's always fresh, 24 hours a day, guaranteed. Circle K coffee. No matter when you wake up, it's the freshest coffee going.
We want to wish a happy birthday to Liza McMurtry, her 13th birthday. Her dad, Chris, providing, as always, his outstanding job on the digital replay system we have at Blazer Broadcasting. So from Dad, Chris, and all of us at Blazer Broadcasting, Liza, happy birthday.
For the Blazers, number 8, Steve Smith returns.
Steve Smith back in the ball game. Damon Stoudamire also returning for the Blazers.
Well, the Trailblazers struggling offensively. You count the points. They have 12. If Wallace makes it, that will be 13 and a quarter. Half of those have come from Bonzi Wells. So the Trailblazers are thinking offense and trying to close out the Atlanta Hawks. Wallace, nothing.
Air ball by Rashid, drawing catcalls from the crowd here at the Phillips Arena. Cole against Stoudamire.
Mutombo hasn't had many chances to work across the middle. Going to go this time against the defense of Sabonis and drops that one down.
Atlanta into the lead. 3:44 to go.
And that is the first lead for the Hawks in the ball game.
Let's see how the Blazers respond. Alfonso Ellis against Scotty.
Foul, Ryder. Ryder on the hole, so that's going to put Steve Smith at the line.
34, Isaiah Ryder is fourth.
This may well come down to who can convert the most free throws.
What happens for Ryder is he lets Smith turn the corner. Now he's trailing and trying to hold him off, gets his hand around the waist and gets caught.
The Atlanta fans trying to work up some hatred against Steve Smith. It's a little unusual to do.
Well, you got to remember, he plays for the other team now. They want to win. They haven't seen a lot of them here in the Phillips Arena.
The Hawks are 13-9 here at Phillips and 3-3 against the West. Free throws by Steve Smith give the Blazers the lead back by one. Coles, tough shot, fade away. Arvidas. Scottie Pippen checking with Mike Dunleavy for the play call. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in the game. Every possession super critical right now.
But every possession for both teams, they're fighting the clock. They're not moving themselves quick enough early. But a good feed inside, and Sabonis with a little fire gets that one to go down. He'll have a chance for a three-point play.
Took it right at Henderson.
Well, they got to switch, and this is a good matchup for Sabonis, able to use his strength and size, just stretches out against Henderson.
Now you need the free throw. Arvidas coming up big here in the fourth. Jim Jackson returns.
Jimmy Jackson replaces Isaiah Ryder.
And Ryder will take a seat. The crowd.
Ryder on a 4-16 night will sit down.
Arvidas, the three-point play. And the Blazers up 4. Now the Blazers need a stop. Coles against Stoudamire. Again, they're going to work against the clock as it's down to 10. Mutombo is doubled. Clock's at 7. Ellis all by himself. Rashid unable to stop LaFonso Ellis.
Ellis didn't really realize how wide open he was. He made it a little bit tougher by going with the pump fake.
2-point game. Low block, Rasheed. Yes, sir! Tough shot, Rasheed Wallace. And again, the burden falls to the Portland defense. All even in the paint.
2 minutes.
Steve Smith holding Jim Jackson. Jackson to the line to shoot 1+.
Well, Jackson thinks he's got a little something to go with the official. He's leaning down the other end and told him, look, I told you he's going to foul me. I told you. And Steve Smith said, look, I got set up. And what Hugh Evans is telling him, at the same call that you got against J.R. Ryder.
Jackson at 86% plus from the free throw line. Perfect tonight, but he struggled from the field to 7 of 21.
2 minutes. 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
2-point game, 2 minutes to play. Damon clearing out with Coles. Rasheed against Henderson. Blocked from the backside by LaFonso Ellis. Hawks come up looking for a tie. Ellis misfires in close. Arvidas got in his face. A big miss from Atlanta. Blazers need to take advantage. Smith against Cole. It's in! 4-point Blazers lead, minute 23 to go.
And that was a good decision to take advantage of a mismatch, and Steve Smith rolled that one in. Finger roll, easy 2.
Coles with the play call. Jackson against Steve Smith. Changes it into a pass, and Arvidas was waiting for it. Bad decision by Jim Jackson.
Well, good defense by Steve Smith. Smith is very good at catching a guy late. Jackson committed to the shot, and Smith ran at him, and he thought he was going to be able to get the ball to Mutombo.
Blazers up 4 under a minute to play. Damon working on Coles to the baseline. In again! Damon Stoudamire, who was huge in the first quarter, tosses a leaner in, and the Blazers lead it by 6. Timeout Atlanta. 45.7 to go. Blazers lead it 88-82.
Changing with Les Schwab over 30 years ago. Today, he's president.
I always remember what Les taught me. Treat our customers like you treat your mom and dad.
We did it then, we do it now. You come in, we come running. Everything we do backed in writing with the Les Schwab warranty.
It all adds up to providing value for the money our customers spend.
Les Schwab, over 300 stores built on a one-store promise.
And like Les says, if we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it.
Every player dreams that one day he will be immortalized on an NBA poster. Unless he's that other guy on the poster. No matter what a player's famous for, he still gets thirsty.
Oh, he took him to school!
With AT&T Digital One Rate, this is no ordinary phone. It's my you can reach me in Austin, then Denver, then Philly phone. My hey, let me pick up the kids today phone. My I'm working from home today phone. My hey honey, Michael made black belt phone.
The world of wireless has changed. AT&T Digital One Rate. No roaming or long distance charges across 50 states. And now you can have AT&T Digital One Rate starting at $59.99 a month.
Tonight's game has been brought to you in part by Sprite. Obey your thirst. Sprite. And by the Fannie Mae Foundation, showing America a new way home. Blazers trying to hang on to a 6-point lead, 45.7 to go, as Steve Smith wants to make this a successful homecoming to the Atlanta area, where he spent 5 seasons as an Atlanta Hawk.
Well, Alfonso Ellis gave the Trailblazers life when he missed that chance on the break. And then Steve Smith came back with the score, then a defensive play, and then a hoop by Stoudamire. And that should be enough to get Portland to win, as the Hawks now trying to come up with a quick score. Allen Henderson on the drive. Wow.
Whacked by Rashid. Arvidas got hit. And Rashid will get tagged for the foul. And I think Arvidas got the worst of Rashid.
Arvidas is the guy that But the one thing we can say for Arvidas, he can take a shot. We have seen him take tougher ones than that one. That certainly caught him by surprise. But I saw him hit by Shaq one time, and I thought he should have gone down in a hoop. He didn't even blink.
Henderson makes the first.
For Portland, number 3, David
This is one of the rare occasions when the Blazers have been out-rebounded. Hawks +7 in the rebounding category. Damon Stoudamire is in. Henderson will get another. Alfonso Ellis, offensive rebound, and he was pushed. Alfonso Ellis to the line to shoot 1 plus the penalty. Rasheed Wallace the foul.
Well, what Wallace did was swing at the ball. And in an off-balance play, you'll watch the push inside. Wallace will push back and then swing at the ball and get Alfonso Ellis across the shoulder.
Ellis with 15 points, 10 of those coming in the second quarter. Makes it a 4-point game.
And Wallace is over there talking with the officials saying, don't give him the game. But again, you've also got to take the game. 2 free throws by Henderson, and they want to make it tight. 3-point game.
Damon working in backcourt against Cole.
Ernie Wilkins was calling for a palm against Stoudamire.
There's Rasheed on the baseline. Doubled. Pippen. Yeah! Oh, baby! Scottie Pippen with a cold-blooded 3. And the Blazers lead it by 6. Timeout, Atlanta. 23.1 to go. We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to hang out right here. The Blazers leading at 91-85, and Scottie sticking a dagger in the heart of the Atlanta Hawks.
So if you go back and ask the Trailblazers after they win this ball game, did they play as well as they could? They'll say no, but they did enough of the right times, enough of the right things at the critical times of the ball game to win it. A double team and good recognition from Wallace to Pippen and the three-pointer, and it gives Portland a 6-point advantage again. 23.1 left in the game. But a little fire from Wallace after getting 2 bad calls down the other way. He called for the ball, making the defense react. And as Pippen has done throughout his career, miss, and then at the big time, make a big shot.
Well, if you want to talk about three-pointers, we can do that right now. 76 and the Blazers have teamed up to refurbish city basketball courts. 76 donates $50 to Portland Parks and Recreation for each three-point field goal made by the Blazers during games on the Blazers television network. Tonight, the Blazers have made 5, and the last one by Scottie, the biggest of all. That means another $250 to the 76 Points for Parks program. The total donation for the year, $4,150. Scottie hit one of those, but from the baseline to close out the Miami Heat. And the Blazers 23.1 away from closing out the Atlanta Hawks.
Well, they're, a possession away from winning the ball game by running out the clock. So defensively, what they want to do is make the Atlanta Hawks use some time to get a score and then get the ball in and run the clock out. You know, if the Hawks score, they're going to try to come back and steal the ball. But if they don't, they're going to foul to stop the clock.
For the Blazers, number 12, Detlef Schrempf replaces David Stoudamire.
Schrempf is in. Stoudamire is out. So the Blazers going big on this defensive possession. Henderson against Pippen. Jackson against Smith. Steve Smith called for the foul, and that'll put Jackson at the line to shoot 1+ the penalty with 18.8 to go. Steve Smith, his fourth. David Stoudamire will return following the free throws as Mike Dunleavy will go offense-defense on his substitutions.
See the signal from Bimbo Coles to Lenny Wilkins. After Jackson shoots the free throws, they want to try to steal the ball, but they're going to foul, so Portland's got to be ready to handle it.
Jackson still with the good luck rubber band around his right wrist. Jackson with a pair. 4-point ball game. Arvidas in backcourt. He's fouled. And that's not a bad way for the Blazers to go. Arvidas, the top free throw shooter on the team.
They have to, you know, in order to give themselves a chance to get possession of the ball, they've got to stop the clock. So you know that as soon as the ball is inbounded, they're going to try to make a play for it. If they don't get it, they're going to stop the clock. Sabonis, 3 of 4, walks through the line.
Arvidas with 15 points tonight. In the first meeting, limited to 4 points and 5 rebounds as he had foul problems early. And J.R. Ryder, really a struggle for him tonight. Arvidas with a pair. No Blazers player scored 20 points in our first to 20 contest. Brenda Coffin had selected Brian Grant, but no Blazers player made it, so no winner for Brenda tonight. And a loose ball foul called. And we'll go back the other way, and the Blazers about to salt this one away from the line.
You get these two, you give the Hawks any shot that they want. The game is over, basically anyway, but Pippen will walk to the line.
1+ the penalty.
Crowd senses that it's over. The few that stayed from the 45-7 mark on when Portland had a 6-point lead now feel that 7 is too many. And 8 will be impossible if Pippen gets this one with 10.1 to go in the ball game. Short.
Coles racing up the court. Jim Jackson, his 3 is in with 4.5. 4-point game. Steve Smith in midcourt. And the Hawks are going to leave him alone. Steve will shoot a 3 at the horn and hit. So Steve Smith with a final punctuation mark. Alan Henderson comes over with words for Steve Smith. Steve Smith with 21 points in his return to Atlanta. The Blazers beat the Hawks 97-90. For all of us at Blazer Broadcasting, Pete Pranica saying good night.
Coach Mike Dunleavy's wardrobe provided by Ermenegildo Zegna, courtesy of Mario's, for men and women in Portland and Seattle. This has been a sports presentation of Blazer Broadcasting and Post Up Productions.
You don't do what I do for a living unless you want to be heard. How's that? Louder! So banged up my truck, right? I called my insurance company. Did anybody hear me? Nope. Out to lunch. The one time I need them, where are they?
Better to call country. Impressive in the first half of the Buffalo game.